told you, give me space and I'm in a good place. Very serious, mysterious, mind makes right. In for the fight. Starlight out on starlight out on starlight out on cosmic soldier. Give me space and I'm in a good place. Very serious, mysterious, mind makes right. In for the fight. Starlight out on. Starlight outlaw.
All right, Lauren. All right, first off, you can stop with that now. It was funny the first time. What's up, Gorilla Biscuits, Tootie, Jess, Agri, Funkner, Lauren, Luran, and yeah. What's up? How is everybody doing today? I see some more people chopped up or popped up from La La Land. How are you beautiful people doing today? Today's an open topic. Bring your own narrative stream. Not gonna do it, but not gonna be doing much shit talk today because, like I said, I'm only a reactionary. I think it's funny to rage bait and be a little douchebag back, but I'm not gonna fuck with nobody if they ain't fucking with me. So, and I say that for any potential people to come up because I'm not gonna just run my mouth about people. That's not my style. But that being said, Tootie, did you hear? And I think this happened in Florida. Tootie Chuck, did you hear about the young man who was supposed? And this part is the only part that isn't substantiated. The young man supposedly wearing a MAGA hat, and then the rest of this actually happened. Was shot and then kidnapped by 4 Hispanic men in a white van. And I believe it was in Florida.
Oh
Huh?
shit! No, fuck.
Yeah.
I never think about that.
I'm
It's
looking
been
it
it's
up.
been a it's been a few days ago. It's been a few days ago. But like it recently got onto some YouTubers radar and he's talking about it. And it is the quartering, which people don't like. But I mean
Did it say it was Mexicans or just Latins or Cubans?
I think it's Mexicans, but they said Latin men.
Okay, because usually the Cubans down there, they really don't cause a big ruckus down there. They come and they live right wing style. So most of them.
What are you mad about now, Lauren? God damn.
What is she just came in swinging. She chose violence this morning. Woohoo!
I ignored all her phone calls and texts and Discord messages just so she couldn't be mad when I started streaming. I'm kidding. Lauren did not message me today. She didn't even know I was gonna go live.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing different articles about it all over the place. 17-year-old in MAGA hat abducted and believed shot by 4 men described as possibly Hispanic. Shit.
Is he dead?
They don't know. We don't know. They kidnapped him. Apparently, as of 54 minutes ago, when I watched the guy's channel, which he uploaded the video about a couple hours ago, they had found the white van or a similar white van.
Well, how'd they know he was shot?
Because he was texting his parents and they found bullet holes in the truck that he was driving. Like the story actually happened, but it feels like a hoax when you hear about the MAGA hat, right?
Yeah, it's
But it feels
Jesse
like,
Smollett
yeah,
I was just
but
fixing
type
to say
story.
another Jesse Smoley.
but then when you actually dive into it, it actually happened because they found a truck with bullet holes that belong to I believe the parents of the teenager, and he was messaging his mom that he got shot and
That
was
was
like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
in Marion County. I sent you an article about it just now on Discord.
Lauren dropped you a link to said her topic. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
Okay, we'll go over Lauren's in a second after we go over Judy, since I brought up that one. She's got a funny one. I pulled it up already.
There you go.
But like it does read off as it does. What's up? But
that was just the first one in a long list of them, of articles about it. Even
Well, no.
Yahoo has an article about it too.
Well, I mean, yeah, like they're not wanting to report on this stuff, not nationally, right? But within the if the roles were reversed, I hate saying that stupid shit.
But it's true.
Apparently, what I found out before we read this article is his family does own a berry farm. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I wonder if this is something bigger, if it's tied to migrant labor or some type of cartel cover shit.
Oh,
Because it makes no sense for no matter if it's politically motivated, right? It makes no sense for random Hispanic people to hurt a random kid. And the average person, even the average criminal, wouldn't just randomly hurt a kid. There has to be some type of motive, some type of something.
no, usually something like that happens. Never a kid wearing a MAGA hat would get attacked. Would be from a certain demographic that would just walk up to him at McDonald's and just start flipping it off and just. So you know.
Yeah, white boy. You don't like? No, I'll say it. We know.
It's your show. You say it.
Yeah. Fucking, it's either black folks or Hispanic folks. They'll be like, white boy, why don't you like us? And let me give you a reason to like us, type shit. It's like, bro, I don't have to like you for nothing. Those are the demographics that we've seen do it. I'll say it. I don't give a fuck. Nothing against anybody who's black or Hispanic in the audience. It is what it is. Like, it goes on. We've seen multiple videos since 2016 of the shit, and white people are sick of it. But that's all the racial talk that I'm gonna fucking do, because at the end of the day, people are standing up for their rights. People are standing up for their country. They're standing up for their money. They're standing up for their children. So I'm happy.
Indeedy do.
Funkner, delete that comment. I don't want that type of talk on my channel. Nothing against you, broski. I don't want that type of talk. There's respectful ways to say that. No hate against you, but just do me that solid. Find a respectful way to say that.
Look what Gabe put.
What?
I love him.
He's like, you know what? I'm both these groups, and I don't give a shit. That's respectful, bro. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
You was asleep on the couch until I started streaming. You go away. When I get through streaming, I will give you attention. You got played with all this morning, you little asshole. The minute I get on, I start talking to Tootie and Chuck. You're like, hey, I got this ball. You got them hands. That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna put.
It's like, why are you not saying my name, Dad? You're not directing. You're talking to me.
He's sitting here. He's sitting there like his tongue. He's like, he's fine. He's like, he's in that. He's still growing. So his tongue now doesn't fit in his mouth. So he's doing that fucking side pant where his tongue's like reaching like 5 feet below his fucking jawline. He's sitting there looking at me cockeyed with a big ass grin. I'm like, you little motherfucker, you know what you're doing. Tucker's just saying what up to me. Tucker's like, what up, Gabe? What up, chat? Oh man.
What up, Tech?
I do got to do some Tucker videos for y'all. Lauren has been after me for a while.
Yes. Be careful. It might turn into his show.
Oh, I don't care. Tucker's
Just
awesome,
saying.
dude. I love my dog. I love my boy. I would spend more time with him, but I'm streaming, and then when I'm not streaming, he's asleep, and then at night he'll like want to come get in the bed with me, and then he'll want to play, and then he'll get tired and then get fucking grumpy and want to fight, and I'm like, no, just go to bed, then you little fucker. Tucker, I'm not playing tug of war. He wants me to play tug of war. I'm trying to get the ball so I can throw it. He wants me to play tug of war with a little ass tennis ball in his
That's
mouth.
that pity in him. Oh yes, because that's what my daughter, my little obby girl. Oh yes, her favorite is tug. Just tear it up. That's what she loves. She's okay with the fetch, but she just wants to get growly with daddy and just. I love it. She's so sweet.
I did not say that at all, Lauren. I said I played with you all day, you little asshole.
You did call.
Oh, you know I did say it. It's that second part that I didn't say. Fuck you. I said now you got a ball and you want me to play because he's got the ball in his mouth. He keeps bumping me with it. Lauren, you being crazy. Why are you being so crazy, Lauren? Orthodox Tucker.
Yeah, it's Friday for her. She's ready to fry your ass after this week.
He can kiss my ass. God damn it.
After she fries it tonight. Yeah. Let her fry it first.
No.
Oh,
I stand up to bullies. That's what this whole week has been about. All right. I will not be bullied. So this is from Hyperfresh or Hype Fresh. 17-year-old in MAGA hat abducted and believed shot by 4 suspects in Marin County, Florida. Florida cops are on the hunt for a 17-year-old Caden Spite, who went missing after what looks like a shooting in Marin County last Thursday afternoon. Jesus Christ, it's been over a week ago. There is still an active Amber Alert across the state as detectives scramble to figure out exactly what went down with the kid. A white guy, about 6 foot tall, 150 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. This whole thing is changing by the minute, but our main goal is getting Caden back safe and sound. I'm sorry, it's been a week. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
Especially if he was shot.
The boys
I'm thinking gator food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking, Chuck. That's why I said.
And by the way, this right here goes into my conversation that 10th man tried to manipulate with Dusty. Right? I'm not happy when this shit happens. But the repercussions that will make people want to do the things politically that I say should be done because I feel like it would prevent this type of shit from happening will be done. It's a tragedy that we have to do it on bloodshed instead of people just going, you know what, that makes sense. Let's be preventative. No, we have to be reactive. That's what makes me so angry about politics, is having to be reactive. Somebody has to die or somebody has to be extremely hurt and humiliated in front of the country before people will want to do anything about shit that we should have been stopping to begin with. And it's like, and I'm like, I'm glad that people are seeing that it's necessary to do certain things that they may not agree with just for the order of fucking society. Go ahead, my man.
Are you familiar with OSHA, the government Occupational Specialty and Health Administration?
Yeah, I hate OSHA. All my homies hate OSHA.
If you look, they do not issue an order or an edict until somebody gets killed on the job.
Well, that's because all the safety all the safety precautions pushed by OSHA are written in blood, regardless.
Yeah,
it's because you don't know what you don't know, and that's why because I grew up in a blue collar family, right? So the OSHA man is the one who puts you out of work and shuts your company down, a bad guy, if you will, right? But the reason that the OSHA man exists is, I see you, Gabe. Give me 1 second. The reason the OSHA man exists is because there have been people that have died for those regulations. and it
Yep.
sucks. We should be preventative. We should be preventative because it's good for our society. It's good for keeping insurance costs down, and it shows that you're a forward-thinking company. But hey, what do I know? You know, profit and whatnot. I love capitalism. I hate greed.
I got something I can talk
Exactly.
to y'all about backstage about an OSHA situation that my husband.
Awesome.
Uh,
Let me read this off. Gabriel's Trap House Gains remix bought you a nice pairing of cheese and wine. Thank you for the cheese and wine, Gabe. Gabe says 12 more subs of 500. Dollar sign. I see you 2 a.m. Talk to you soon. You have if you're going to bed, Gabe, thank you for popping up. Have a great night. And see you when you get up. And I hope you are safe, good friend. I do not have my booty clips and stuff installed yet. I'm switching out StreamYards to strike out on my own. So please forgive me for not
what
having
happened
that
to
booty on
510
deck.
last night?
Huh?
What happened to 510 last night? I can understand losing a few because of the whole situation, but wow, you were at 510 last night.
He, irregardless of the situation, there's people that actually enjoy. It's like a hacker, you know. A lot
Yeah.
when hacking first started, it was just because they could. There's people that actually enjoy watching you get your chops wet and then pull the rug out from under you. They think it's funny as shit, so they'll pull their subscription.
Fair. I think it could be that, but I think also because a lot of people think they're helping when they subscribe with sock accounts and fake accounts. And I appreciate the sentiment. I really do. But if you subscribe with a fake account, YouTube and the algorithm's gonna know, and it's going to boost up for about 30 minutes and then immediately go back down.
Or yeah, if you get 12, just because they're different emails, but if they all come from the same uh IP address or whatever they call it, they're gonna know.
And YouTube does treat inactive accounts as if they were sock accounts as well. Brother man, I don't see your account being deleted or not
The
account comment.
comment, it might be a YouTube thing. You know how the YouTube got their own little keywords they won't let you type.
But yeah, and no offense to you, Donna, to others. No offense to you, but you guys watching, people in general, don't ask a host about a block or a ban or a comment being gone, because I'm trying to run a show, even if it's just 5 people. Ask a mod, and that's probably what you were doing. Is why is my comment banned? And I just happened to pull it up. But like that goes out to the people that'll like hop on panel or like at you. If somebody's running a show, they can't. That's what mods are for. And like that goes to the whole spiel I went into about Naomi yesterday. Like I trust my mods. I have to because that's their job. It's not really their job. It's just that what they're entrusted to do.
Ew, I see I got a hater in chat. Damn. I'm starting to get a few of them. I suspect it's the same person with a different account.
Yeah, no, I don't. I didn't even see. I don't even see that comment on my end where it says it's deleted. So that must have been gotten by YouTube. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I've gotten quite a few. I'll be typing and I'm wondering why nobody's responding. And I go back and look, and it's like it never even existed.
Yeah, when YouTube yanks it, you can see it as if you posted it for like a split for until it like goes up, and then when you try to scroll back and find it, it's gone, and it was never commented at all. Yeah, no, YouTube's very sneaky with their crap.
There's some.
Okay. Do you have any proof? I'm not trying to be that guy, but like I'm excited to hear that the kid was okay. Because I know that they grabbed. I know that they found the van. Are you talking about somebody? Are you talking about somebody else? Okay. So somebody else was damn. I hope the kid's okay, but we got a video that we could play.
I'm News 6's Mark Lehman, and we're in Marion County where an Amber Alert remains in place to find a 17-year-old who may have been shot and was then abducted. This is the person deputies are looking for. An Amber Alert has been issued for 17-year-old Caden Spate. He was last seen wearing a T-shirt and blue jeans. Law enforcement believes he may be with 4 unknown, possibly Hispanic men who were driving a light-colored van. This all stems from this scene off of Highway 484 east of Dunellen. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says they responded here after 4 yesterday afternoon for a reported shooting. When deputies arrived, they say the victim was gone, but his truck was left behind. In the hours that followed, a family member of Spate posted on Facebook saying they got a message from the teen that said he had been shot, and they haven't heard from him since. And so far, deputies are not confirming that information, but they are asking for help in locating the teen. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is urged to call 911 or the Marion County Sheriff's Office.
So maybe it was yesterday that it all happened.
I'm confused.
What are you confused about? That's crazy.
That news story. It just happened, or it happened last week?
I think it happened yesterday.
No, it happened last week.
It was
that was local news coverage. Those are the only videos we have is local news coverage, and they did that the day of or the night of.
Well, no. This video, what I just clicked to you, the one that I sent you,
yes,
it said that was today.
Yes,
they reported that today. So
yeah, the website reported it today. The news video that I just played from the website was posted by the local news agency on their Twitter account, and they were embedding that video to go with their written prompt.
Yeah, I hate the way they try to sensationalize and get.
What's up, Ike?
Hey, what's up?
Morning or afternoon.
Good. Well, good afternoon to you. Good morning to me. Good afternoon to Goodybug, and shout out to everybody.
So and take this with a grain of salt. There may be some good news out of this, and I get really happy. Twitter usually, when it comes to stuff like this, is right on the money. Caden has been found safe, thank God. Because usually after 48 hours, you're gone. So that's good. And I will try to confirm that. I will try to do my best to confirm that. But I will do my best to confirm that. But go ahead, Ike. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. Of course not. But yeah, I'm just passing through, being a busybody and whatnot. I figured I'd hop on the panel. And yeah, shout out to Chuck, by the way. I heard what you said yesterday regarding, you're like, well, that man does not need to explain why he does what he does, sir, or whoever, regarding mod stuff and all that kind of crap, right?
Right.
So just having to say here that I appreciate it. And yes, and I do agree with what you said, obviously, that I don't have to explain anything. If there's somebody that wants to ask something, they can go ahead and do the asking, but I'm not explaining anything because I don't have to.
That's right. It's the internet. Are you sleeping with the individual?
Base.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it is something that I often say. I talk about like, the theocracy or the certain kinds of things. In other words, there is a right and a wrong way to kind of organize like a panel. Like, I don't feel entitled, for example, to show up here, right, and do whatever the hell I want. and not face the consequences. And if I do something and then some consequences happen, I'm not gonna, go freaking cry about it or start raising these ridiculous notions about what is right or wrong regarding how someone organizes their panel, how they treat their mods, and so on. So 100% when Mr. OG says, hey, yeah, I trust my mods. And if he decides tomorrow that, hey, I don't trust my mods, or I'm going to institute some other kind of rule regarding the mods, yeah, then that is what it is. But people need to be able to respect. And it's not that big a deal. It's just typical adult type whatever. Like, what the hell is all this fucking entitlement about? Like, I feel entitled to this, and I'm owed an No, fuck you. You're not owed an explanation.
I demand an explanation.
You're
No.
owed nothing on somebody else's channel. It's theirs to do with as they will, not yours.
Yeah.
That's people come in and complaining. You do this, you just motherfucker. This is my shit, not yours. Be gone if you don't like it.
You're not
and-
invisible, Lauren. I saw it. I'm letting people talk. Calm down.
Oh, but anyways, yeah, I just wanted to say, yeah, that was thanks, Chuck, for just having. I agree with that sentiment and that understanding regarding, like, what the hell is all this explanation stuff? Like all these parties, petitioning the court, filing a FOIA thing, Freedom of Information Act. We need the files. We need to freaking release the files. Like, nah, fuck that. Like, what the hell? OG has an issue with anything. He can tell me, and I can adjust, because I too do not feel like I'm entitled to do whatever the hell I want. But fuck no, I'm not going to explain myself to you.
Well, thank you for the compliment, sir.
Based.
No, anytime, Grandpa.
Oh, now he's calling me grandpa. Damn,
You are
OG.
literally the panel grandpa. You're the panel versus grandpa. So good, even better news. Missing 17-year-old from Marion County found abducted. No abduction occurred. Marion County Sheriff's Department. There was the shooting, and apparently it's looking like old boy fled on his bike that he was buying. He bought him a tent and a bike at Walmart before this had happened. And it seems like he's not part of the shooting, but somebody hit his car and he's like, fuck this, I'm out. But Marion County Sheriff's deputies located Caden Spate, 17, of Dillon County, Dillon, on Friday afternoon in Wilson following an overnight search and Amber Alert. Officials say initial claims about Caden being shot and abducted were unfounded, which they released. I don't know why they released that if it's unfounded. Marion County Sheriff's Department no longer believe Caden Straight, of 18, of Dillon was taken by 4 Hispanic men as originally reported. In an Amber Alert on Thursday night, his disappearance was connected to a shooting in Dillon. However, the teen wasn't wounded. Authorities say that they have new evidence that contradicts previously reported facts. Now, deputies say Kalen may have left the scene of a shooting on Highway 484 on a black bicycle with a tent. Caden was purchasing the bicycle and tent at the Walmart on Southwest 19th Avenue Road in Ocala. I can't even pronounce that. No, this is in Florida, not Alabama.
No, Opelika is in Florida.
Ocala, okay, probably. Yeah, Opelika. Yeah. Just before the shooting reporting occurred. So, and then this one is just the previous one. So that is actually very good. And thank God the young man is safe. Thank God that nobody has any fucking reason to spread hatred and fucking vitriol. At the time that our country is already having a huge fucking issue. So that's kind of base.
Joe Cool. Indeed he did.
That's based. But let's see. Lauren wants to go over her video or her news story, which is fucking hilarious. The headline alone is hilarious. And this is about vicious squirrels attacking people.
Oh shit.
Okay, we go to the North Bay now, where some neighbors are on alert after a series of attacks on people perpetrated by a vicious squirrel.
Yeah, ABC 7 News reporter Cornell Bernard spoke with some of the victims today in San Rafael. this clomped onto my leg, and it was just hanging on. His tail was flying up here, you know, and I was like, get off me, and I kind of didn't want to touch it. But
It's the last thing Joan Heblack expected.
It's these fucking meth squirrels and meth raccoons, man. I'm telling you, they're after everybody.
On her morning walk through Lucas Valley in San Rafael. Came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I didn't see him running up to me at all.
Joan suddenly attacked by a squirrel, which clawed and bit her legs. The wounds bad enough, she had to go to the ER. Scary.
Oh, yeah, very scary. And how do you get the squirrel attached to your leg off?
This is beautiful. Now it's following us until she almost killed me.
Isabel Campoy and her niece Carmen were also attacked while walking in the same area off Mount Lassen Drive.
The squirrel went to the floor and from the floor tried to jump to my face, which I tried to protect my face from. And then my arm was completely overcome by the squirrel. Finally, it jumped off. And by then I was full of blood. And I ran to the emergency room.
When I saw her with all the blood arm in her arm, I was like, oh my God.
These flyers are now posted alerting residents about the incidents. Neighbors say 5 people have been attacked, possibly by the same squirrel with a golden color. It's also been the talk of next door.
Unfortunately, it's not unheard of.
Vanessa Potter from Wild Care in San Rafael says squirrels are not.
Why he cut that woman off like that? That's fucking crazy.
One word and whoop.
We running that back. Hold
Been the talk of next door.
Unfortunately, it's not unheard of.
Vanessa Potter from Wild Care in San Rafael says squirrels are not vectors for rabies. The aggressive behavior likely due to the animal being fed and cared for by humans when it was small.
Well, if they associate people with food, then they're not afraid of them. They come up, they look for food, they don't get it. There could be.
They get gangster. They're like, give me that motherfucker. Give me that goddamn nut, bitch. Give me the planters.
Yeah, I don't think this makes sense. They beg, they don't attack.
Nah, them were the mess squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
Meth squirrels, cocaine bears. I mean, shit. What the hell's going on with our critters?
Frustrations.
Why she look like that, bro? She's like, yes, meth squirrels. Attack.
Her and the squirrel's been partying.
They're, they can be territorial of their space.
Wild Care urging the public not to feed wild animals. Meantime, neighbors are enjoying the outdoors, but watching their backs. Isabel is trying to heal and move forward.
It hurts to touch the skin. I am putting my best power, mind, positive, in order to say I will survive this.
In San Rafael.
Oh, are these the Yahtzee squirrels? Uh-oh.
my sister in Christ, it's a bunch of bites and scratches. I got that from playing with Tucker when he was a puppy, like a little puppy. Like my sister, you'll be fine. Just take some aspirin. You might be rendered autistic, but take some aspirin and take your nap. You'll be all right. This is not medical advice.
Put a little peroxide on it, you good to go.
Yeah, if you're feeling really manly, you could put you some rubbing alcohol on it. Really kill the hell out of that shit. All my power and strength to survive this. That's crazy. Oh my lord. Man. I can't believe that there are evil Yahtzee squirrels out there attacking random people.
But were they random?
Nah, it was my army of meth squirrels.
Was it an organized attack?
They're my covert special ops.
Super soldier squirrels.
What's that they used to say? Are birds real?
It's the SSS.
Super secret squirrel.
Oh, yes.
Oh, lordy. I gotta get with Kat. To see what game she wants to play, because I'm pretty sure she wants me to play with her and Emmett and Abe whenever they do Among Us. And she said she wanted to play Phasmophobia.
I remember a couple of years ago, all my kids talking about Among Us, and I was like, "What the fuck are y'all talking about? Who's Among Us?" Like
There's
thinking
a fungus
there's
among
someone
us.
amongst us, you know. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" They would just fuck with me. Among Us. Like, y'all know that shit.
Oh yeah. Hold on. It's fucking. It was really funny. And like this game was released at the perfect time, like at the height of 2020. So that's part why it was as famous as it was. But it is fucking hilarious.
That's just a kind of an appropriate name for the time. If you think about 2020 and think about that name, kind of fitting, isn't it?
What?
The name, if you think Among Us, you know, most people's brain would go to amongst us, you know,
Yeah, well,
something's going
that's
on amongst us, and then 2020, everybody being jammed away
that's
from each other.
that's the whole principle of the game. It's basically like Alien versus. It's a ripoff of
I still don't know what the hell it is. They never told me what it was.
I'm about to show you what it is.
Okay,
This is not the game. This is not game footage. So it's a ripoff of Space Station 13, which is a ripoff of anything to do with space in like a space station, like a Deep Space Nine, Alien versus Predator. You have somebody called in Space Station 13. You have somebody called a forget what they're called in Space Station 13, but they're somebody that's a saboteur. They're supposed to destroy the space station or cause chaos. Right? In Among Us, your job, if you're the imposter, you're supposed to eat the crew. You're like the alien shapeshifter on the ship that are the base that is like eating all the crew, and you have to kill you and your partner have to kill all the other crew before you're found out and sussed out, like before you're found suspect, and then they can eject one person each round if somebody gets to the button or they find a body. They can call a meeting, and then you have to vote on who you think it's really fun, and it tells us a lot about our society and human sociology and the ability to lie.
They're cute.
Yeah, no, like they're cute little spacemen. Like this, even though this isn't the game, this is a fan animation. I'll show some footage of the gameplay in a minute. Yeah, no, it was based off the thing, which is also an inspiration for Space Station 13. Like the thing about it is, no pun intended. When you have a game like Among Us, there's so much inspiration that comes from so much different thing. Like the thing is the main inspiration, as you can see from all like the death animations when you get got. Like it's all inspired by like an alien shapeshifter. But the gameplay, the maps, like everything is like inspired by Space Station 13 and other media as well.
Have you ever seen Event Horizon?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's
the fungus among us.
Event Horizon was that's harsh space stuff. Yeah, it's got Sam Neill and Lawrence Fishburne in it. Really good movie.
I might do a watch party of The Martian at the end of the stream, because unless people want me to go longer, this is going to be one of the 2 hour just chill streams, right? But yes, go watch. Find an older version. Don't find the new. Don't find the version with the alien spaceship crashing in the beginning, because like that kind of ruins it. Like it really does ruin it. It's a retcon, and it ruins the shit out of the show.
So cute. That feels like a Vader moment.
Well, I got. It just shipped from it just shipped from Bioscience to 1 to 2 to 1. That's funny. I do not have the never go full retard clip anymore. Sad.
It was so cute until the mask went up and oh.
Well, and like even in the game, it actually is cutesy. Like,
I told my
like
son
this.
to come in. I said, "Look at this." He goes, "I said this is that Among Us stuff." He was like, "What are you telling me? I don't care." I was like, "Look, y'all were always fucking with me with this Among Us shit." He was like, "Yeah, so I don't know." Teenage boys.
That's funny. I'm trying to find like an actual gameplay of Among Us, because like so you can see what they're talking about. It's literally just a cartoony video game is all it is. End of the day. Oh, here we go. They added special powers that was trying to make the game new, because like it still goes on. This is like a later version of the game, but like the base game had nothing special. All it is the imposter could go into the vents and like teleport to different rooms. But now they've added a bunch of different stuff for the imposter to do, and this is one of them.
Yeah, boy.
Here we go.
Bruh. Yeah, boy.
No, that's all. That's all you do. You go and kill the crew, and then you go and like report what you see, and then you try to suss out the imposter. I like DuckDuckGo because that's the one who gave everybody like all the ideas to add special powers to the video game shit for both the imposter and the crew. So it's fun. So, but Phasmophobia. We're gonna watch something like this. Kat wants me to play Phasmophobia with her.
This is where y'all start losing me. I'm
Well,
not. I don't do video. I know just what my husband and my son plays. My husband, he likes his Dark Souls shit and all that type of stuff. And then my son, he's into his Call of Duty and all that shit. So me, I'm here.
Well, Phasmophobia is a horror game. It's a survival horror game.
Sounds like some phantasm.
Yeah, I don't know, but this is an ad. This is the ad for it, and this is something that Kat wants me to play. And like I'm not a bitch, all right, but I don't like jump scares. Okay, and this game is all about jump scares. Does anybody, by the way, speaking of horror games, does anybody know anything about the new Silent Hill game that came out? Is anybody interested in that? Because I am about to start gaming content as well as like the Second Amendment content, all kind of different content. As soon as I get my StreamYard fixed, I can get my subscription for Streamlabs back up and going, and then I can actually start, and then I can use my CapCut to edit things for what I got going on, and then I'm gonna get an extra. I haven't ordered it yet. I'm gonna look at getting another GoPro so that I can have the shooter's angle and the target angle And that way it'll be better. That's why I haven't uploaded the archery video, because I want to y'all donated money for it, and I want it to be the highest quality that it can be. I don't want y'all to just see the arrow unleashed from the bow. I want y'all to be able to see every hit or miss as well. I don't know if Pyramid Head's in it because it's back to its Japanese roots. And I think you play as I don't know if it's a high school student or it's a young woman, a college student, but you play as a tiny Japanese woman, and that scares me even more than being a big burly dude in Silent Hill, because at least then you're like, I can kick its ass, or at least attempt to. As a petite, tiny woman, it's like all you can do is run away. And like I hate being like having dreams where you can't even fight and everything moves in slow mo. Like I was talking to people about that, and like this seems kind of universal. And then like I talked to a therapist and I mentioned it, and they were talking about, oh well, it can be feelings of self-worth, stuff like, it's like I look at the therapist like, I'm arrogant, all right? Because even my guns don't work in some dreams. Explain that one. How your gun gonna go boop? That's not a part of you.
I can't because I'm too nasally. He gets stuck.
Help me, step voice. My bad, too. See, I don't want to, because like I know some of the horrible things that females that I know in real life have gone through, and like the misogynist in me doesn't want to give women credit, but the realist in me realizes that it takes very mental strength to deal with some of the things I know about. So, yeah. See, I don't buy anything from India. Now, I would if I could buy some of the Pakistani handmade guns just because they interest me. But I don't know.
You get one of those ceramic guns that you can.
You mean a Glock?
Do all everything.
you mean a Glock? Because that's the gun they were talking about when they made those claims all those years ago. Purely ceramic, it could get through a metal detector. Don't you fucking lie to me.
It's like, yeah, but it can still see the shape when it scans it. So
it still has metal parts in it. Like the slide of a pistol is still metal, just because the fucking lower
you
is
can't do
polymer.
a ceramic spring and expect it to do what a spring's supposed to do.
Mm-mm. Like even 3D printed guns still tip off metal detectors, because the only way you can, because the thing, like, they make filament with metal for stronger bonds necessary, like metal filament, so it still tips off metal detectors. But it is what it is. That is also something that I hope that I can get into, is 3D printing. I've been wanting to get into it for a minute, but I don't have the space for it. But I think it would be so fucking cool.
And printers, they're not as expensive as people would think that they are. They're really not.
I think a really good low end printer right now is like $299 to $399 before tax.
They got them on sale all the time at Best Buy too, and you can find them on Amazon all over the place for real cheap. Now,
I think a good mid end printer was going to run you between $799 and $899. Then high end is like as high as you feel like paying for it at that point. And then you also have resin printers, which are pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But if I get a 3D printer, I would definitely start doing fucking fan merch and whatnot. Getting stuff for fans and doing stuff for fans and supporters.
Do your gonna start your spaceman.
Well, no, the thing is, like, I don't want to do merch because that sounds very weird to me. But I do want to make T-shirts. I've always wanted to make T-shirts. And actually, I'm gonna put a poll in chat for everybody.
Oh, what you have got to do? You've got to do your spaceman, and then you got to do his accessories, where he can have his little mega head up there, his little mega beanie.
No, that's a MAGA yarmulke, actually.
I know. I was not wanting to say it, so. You say all you want to on your channel. I respect, and I don't want to be accidentally saying something that's going to boo-boo you. I try to show channel owners that respect. So,
Well, I on behalf of channel owners appreciate that. Y'all know me. I'm only an asshole when I have to be.
yes, I will
I
buy
feel
a T-shirt.
I feel bad, Lauren, because you have literally given me a backlog of videos that we have not gone over.
Yeah, left in a hurry.
Speaking of videos we haven't gone over. Oh hell no! I don't even like this already, bruh. And this is the shit Kat wants me to play with her. She because like you go in as a team. I don't know why in the video the dude's going alone, but you go in with up to 4 people, and you're hunting ghosts, like real. Well, in the game world, real ghosts. Yes. Yes. Welcome, Halted. I've seen you in today. How are you doing? You haven't you've I don't know. You've been watching, but you've been out in the weeds. You ain't been commenting. Everything okay?
Yeah, I got all that crap here to make T-shirts.
See, I never really understood the process behind it because like I understand it's a T-shirt screen, but I don't understand how to get one image onto the screen.
So you're
to make
gonna
a
have
shirt
Chuck
do it.
running your sweatshop?
My wife used she did the vinyl stuff with the Cricut machine,
Mhm.
and then got a T-shirt press to press the vinyl onto it, or cups, or mugs, or hats. I'll have to figure out if I can figure out how to use all that crap, because that was her specialty, not mine.
Fair.
It sounds like Uncle Tom's wife. Kai's Customs.
Well, there's a bunch of websites that'll make the merch for you, but it gets
Oh
stupidly
yeah,
expensive.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Teesprings and is one that comes to mind.
No, I can't.
Did you ever check that second T-shirt?
Yeah, I did get it.
Okay.
And I don't know where it's at now. That's the tragedy.
Tucker.
Probably.
He claimed it.
Yeah, whenever I go take a shower and I drop my clothes on the floor before I put them in the fucking wash when I get done showering, like he'll drag off my T-shirt and like fucking make a nest out of it and lay in it in like some random weird corner in the house. I'm like, why? Why are you doing this to me?
It smells like you. He wants to cuddle with you.
My cats do the same thing.
Yeah, but he'll be like, "This is mine now, motherfucker." He'll literally run from me with it when I'm like, "Give it back."
He wants to play. You get to chase him, then he gets to snuggle with you. Never you.
Well, we always snuggling when I ain't streamed. That's my puppy love, man. He's got the softest fucking fur for a fucking pit I've ever had in my life. Like usually it's firm, prickly. No, bro, his shit's like soft. Even
like
he
a
got
fluffy silk or velvety.
Yes, and like for like a month and a half, he had really bad fleas because like I could not keep him out of the backyard, like in the woods. And like I was bathing him, trying to keep him down, but like it got really bad, so I had to get a flea medicine from the doctor. And he has no fleas now. And even then, when he had fleas, fleas will fuck up their fur and make it jaggedy, make it crunchy, make it just nasty as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And like I bathed him and like had even his own personal little brush to brush that shit out. And like it was weird. But then he was still I don't know what it was. It was a pill they gave. I actually gotta go get another one because they said like give him like do 2 months and it's
Is
going
it the
on,
pill
like,
or is it like a little treat chew?
It's a little treat chew.
That's the Perfecto, and it lasts for like 3 months. That's what I keep my dog on.
Well, the nurse lady told me to get the to come back and get one. Well, I'm supposed to go back and get one a few days ago, but it's not something that he needs a visit for. I just come in. He needs one.
Yep. They work good. They work good because it works on ticks and all the and like the.
Well, I got some
fly
Frontline
larvae and
Plus.
mosquitoes and all that. It works on all that.
Well, I got some Frontline Plus. I don't like using that type of stuff because my mom has like made the claim that it can kill them, and then on the box it also says it can kill them if you get the weight wrong. So I just asked the person, and like I gave Tucker grapes and Googled if grapes are poisonous for
That is
dogs.
bad. That's the number one thing you don't give your dogs besides chocolate. Grapes are worse than chocolate.
That's what Google
Whoa.
says, but then when I talk to the vet, they're like, "Nah, it's not that bad." Yeah,
I
One
feel
or
like
two grapes.
the doggy Googling or doggy research.
that's what I'm saying. If you Google it, it'll sound like it's the apocalypse. They even get one grape, but you don't want to feed them grapes and you don't want to feed them chocolate. But if you feed them grapes, unless you're just handing them a fucking vine to go eat themselves, it's not gonna be a problem. Like, you can feed them up it depends on their size too. So like a dog like Tucker can get like 54 to 60 grapes before there's any problems. And like 54 to 60 grapes is a lot of fucking grapes for someone to eat.
That's a lot of grapes.
So like I panicked. I panicked 'cause I remember like, oh my god, dude. Do I need to like wait, isn't grapes bad for dogs after I gave them to him? And I Googled it.
Vet and have their stomachs pumped.
Well, I Googled it and like my heart sunk when I Googled it. Then I immediately called the vet, and the vet's like, it is like 1 o'clock in the morning. What is the deal? And I'm like, I gave my dog grapes. He's like, did you Google it? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I fucking hate Google. You can stop giving your dog grapes. They're not good for them, but it's not the end of the world. If he poops runny poop, bring him to the vet tomorrow. If he doesn't, he's fine. If his pee starts to smell really, really bad, bring him to the vet. Because what it does is that chemical in the grapes, I forget the name of it, it will like it can shut down their kidneys or give them kidney problems. And that's all it does. That's all it does.
Mm-hmm.
And I say all, but that's still a very bad thing to do. And it can make them sick and tear up their stomach, just like grapes can do with humans. And like it wigged me the fuck out and scared the hell out of me. Like Google, like this is why I don't like asking Google or anybody on the internet anything medically, whether it's for me or my pets or our animals, because they sensationalize the fuck out of it.
Yep.
Like, but he's fine, and I just know not to give him grapes anymore because like I've always seen dogs run to eat grapes when they hit the ground. And Tucker gets into chocolate like nobody's business. If you sit his fucking chocolate bar down, he's gonna fuck it up. So like I literally have to watch him. Like we don't eat chocolate in this house, and I don't eat grapes in the house anymore. Like because like Tucker has a sweet tooth, and he's like, give me that shit.
Yep.
And I think it's a moderation thing because like Google specifically says when you look it up, even just one grape.
Yes,
They're
exactly.
Instantly, if they smell the grape, even. And I'm like, shut up, Google. Because like it fucked me like. Yeah, like he's like, just don't feed them grapes, and I'm like, okay, cool. And like the doctor called me, like the vet called me back, like at 1 o'clock the next day. Is Tucker okay? I'm like, yeah, there hasn't been any runs or any bad smelling pee. The pee thing is gonna be like a week or two. If it starts happening, let us know because like we can reverse most of the damage that can be done or something. I forget what he said. I can't remember exactly what he said. But he's like, it's not the end of the world.
What he said was, bitch, don't be calling me at 1 o'clock in the morning with
That's
your
exactly
problem.
what he said.
Nah, I would have went and slapped him. The doctor is a weak nerd with glasses and a bald head. I'd be like, I'd be like, motherfucker, don't you talk to me that way on the phone.
No, you won't, because that's your doggy's doctor. You don't want to harm him.
They've got another doctor on the call.
They're
If your
expendable.
baby loves him, you don't want to do that.
He doesn't though. He doesn't. He tolerates him.
Yeah, beat the dog shit out of him then.
No, he's the one who called Tucker aggressive for trying to like play with him. And I'm like, and like the nurse is just looking at him, and then when he left, she's like, he's not aggressive, and she's like, he is, but he's not. It's not negative aggression. He's got a lot of puppy energy, and because he's a pit bull,
It's like, then why the fuck would you say that, asshole?
No. The
You
nurse
ain't
said
for my
that.
dog.
The nurse lady said that. She's like, he just hates pit bulls. Like, he hates dogs. Because he's the guy they have there for horses and whatnot, but they do everything.
Oh.
Like, the vets do everything, but he's mainly there to go out and do the horse shit.
He's a wannabe.
I mean,
Dr.
he's a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's a great guy. But he's a bit of an ass, especially when he's having to deal with dogs. And like the more unpopular the breed, the more of an ass he gets. Because pit bulls are going through. It's their turn to go through. They're the murder dog. They're the ones that eat all the children. And it'll last for another 10 years, and then there'll be another breed of dog that does a heinous thing because their owners are garbage or their people weren't watching their kids. And then
my dog is hot shit when there's a squirrel or a bunny. You get a human coming around wearing boots and a hat or a motorcycle helmet or a leather coat. She gonna bark and run. She's a damn weenie.
What was it in the 80s and 90s? It wasn't pit bulls. Was it Rottweilers? Rottweilers that were the demon dog, and and then before that it was the
Shepherds.
No, it wasn't shepherds. It was and I know I wasn't alive. You might be right, but what I remember from all the news stories and stuff, because I've actually looked into this, because I was like, why do certain dogs at different times before Rottweilers? I think it was the
Doberman's got a big rap too.
Doberman, yeah.
They did for ever since World War II. Every German dog got a bad rap. Okay, even the fucking Dachshund. Okay, even they got the bad rap. So yeah, anything German was terrible. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it sometimes. Like, I don't get society. Let me play this fucking video so y'all get the game that you're gonna see me screaming at. Oh hell no! Got the Ouija board and everything. Oh yeah, we'd be done. I'd be done with that. Yeah, I can tell I'm gonna scream like a bitch hearing some of this gameplay me and Kat probably gonna do.
Oh shit.
Like, I'm gonna be a little bit scared.
You gonna be like Gus and Sean? You probably don't know what I'm talking about. You ever watch the show Psych?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you watch Psych?
My mom watched Psych. I just watched it with her.
So you know what I mean by running off screaming like Gus.
Lord. Well, this is more likely what people are gonna see when me and Kat are playing. It's probably a lot more giddiness.
Take a picture.
And that's pretty much like that. And that's not the brunt. That's where all the fuck shit starts happening in the house that you're in, that you're exploring in, and it gets so much more psychological terror than that. Like, it's so fucking But I can't wait to start doing gaming content and Second Amendment content. Like, me and the homies planning a trip. Once we get that car in tip top shape, which all we have to do is replace that one part on the axle I was saying about, and it should be good. That's the only thing that's wrong with it, and like then we'll be fucking on point. That's the only reason all the free time is being dumped into that. And because we're two people that are having to learn on the fly, we don't have any actual experience with it. Like, I fixed cars with my dad, and he was more the mechanic. And I know how to fix them. I just don't have the tools and whatnot. Like, that's what's taking up all the free time since we started working. Because like him and his nephew are actually going to be working on me with the working with me on the videos that we
Now,
do,
if,
like the
if I had a
shooting
way
stuff.
of getting you in touch with my ex-husband who lives near you, he's pretty much a professional with Maximus. We had 3 of them, 87, a 90, and a 97. And my daughter actually owns a 2016 Maxima too. So, yep, the family knows the Maximus. So if you ever got any questions, just let me know, and I can relay if you need
Alright.
it.
I might go see my friend tomorrow and shoot you an email. I got a meeting tomorrow, and then when I take care of that, I'm probably gonna take a day off for the weekend, and then take Sunday off, except for our Bible study, which is like the 2 hours. And
I know
then
tomorrow, probably in the morning ish, I'll be going to got to make a Florida run. So,
oh Lord, I do not feel sorry for you. I am not jealous of you. Like,
it's just a hot skippy jump for me. We'll probably end up taking the ferry over instead of driving all the way over the bay. It's a pain in the butt. Probably take the motorcycle too.
so speaking of, since we have some people in chat that love the Alien universe, let me show them a video game that they may be interested in.
Good God! That's yes, suck it! I got on his face. I got on the scariest predator in the world's face. Dude, I'm gonna break my keyboard hitting this crap. Welcome back to Alien Prototype. This game's about to have a big update, so to celebrate that, today we're impregnating a predator, which sounds freaking insane out of context, but that's like the greatest challenge a facehugger could do. Leave a like on the video to wish your fellow Xeno good luck, or just to check out the update when it drops, and let's get into it. As life often does, it starts off in the egg as the xenomorph. You just hatch much more quickly and disgustingly. All right. This game's incredible. Even though you start out with a splotch of green crap on your face, what's a splotch of green crap on your face between friends? Okay, so where are the predators? Okay, so I got distracted and I knocked up a human. He was freaking looking at me funny. Now we gotta find a place to molt. That's a predator right there. Damn it, that's what we need. There's so many facehuggers in here. Brothers! Yeah, I gotta be careful. No one's shooting at me. I'm just like a worm freaking weasel on under the table. I don't know why I did this. Ah! Oh my god! Cleansing the impurities under the table, under the other table. No one will see that coming. To the cabin. Oh my god! Y'all are freaking.
That's funny. So that's another reason, like, you'll never guess, that's a Roblox game. Yeah, that is not an official Alien versus Predator game. That is why that Roblox is as popular as it is, because you can do so much with it. And guess what that leads to? Being a fertile ground for peds. But we ain't gonna get on that topic. By the way, the CEO has been dealt with apparently from Roblox for allowing that shit. He's been arrested apparently, from what I've heard. I haven't dug much into it. I can't confirm it, but a friend of mine and I were talking. Apparently, he either has been arrested in the past or he is getting arrested again for it. He apparently has a rap sheet. So all those people we saw on there, except for the woman, has history of that shit. So,
Man, oh man.
But the Alien versus Predator game, which is funny under those contexts, I do want to give it a try, but like ever since then, I haven't busted open Roblox because it's like I feel weird. Like I don't want to be around this type of shit, you know?
No. Hell no.
So I've just been like, nah, I'm not gonna play this shit at all. But there are some games like that comes out, and like I'm hoping that they will, because what'll happen is some developer will test the idea for a game like that on Roblox to see if it gets any traction or play from bigger YouTubers, and see if what people like about it, and then they'll like outright make the game itself, like crowdfund it off like GoFundMe or something, and then crowdfund the shit out of it, and then you'll get an awesome game released. And that's like the utility of stuff like Roblox. We just have to be very careful of who we allow use it and mold the community, keep a close eye, make sure any weird shit ain't going on. But what you got going on today, Tootie? Chuck? Ike is busy, so I'm not gonna bother him.
Nothing. This is just another during the day. I just had to go get my blood taken this morning, and now nothing till around 5, and then got to go do another little store run at 5 o'clock, and then
Why are you feeding vampires, Tootie?
feeding vampires. How am I feeding the vampires? What did I do?
Giving your blood away.
Did you see what the
Insurance forces me to.
Did you see what the grand jury indicted Colby on? I hadn't been able to actually find out what they're charging him with.
Who?
James Comey, the former FBI director.
Yeah, I've been.
They keep saying he's indicted, but I can't find a story that tells me what he's indicted for.
Let me see if I can dig up something. Let's see. Former FBI Director James Comey was indicted on September 25th, 2025 on charges of making a false statement to Congress and obstructing a congressional proceeding. Okay. The indictment was filed in connection with his testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee in September 2020. Oh shit. So
Lauren has in fact sent me so many stories. Not stories, more say, but videos. And they are the architecture stuff. She has sent me. Okay, I get what she's saying. She sent me news clips and shit to play, and we got a backlog. Oh shit! I didn't see you back there. I'm sorry.
Give me about 2 minutes, and I'll be back with you.
Okie dokie. I didn't see you back there. Let me make sure it is who it is. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Going once, going twice, and bye-bye.
Wait, technical difficulties.
God,
Okay, my bad.
Technical difficulties.
This is the I show speed. I don't care about I show speed. I thought this was the ice thing. This is the ice thing. We're gonna watch an architecture video. I feel like that would be kind of cool.
Take a walk through any historic neighborhood dotted with Gilded Age mansions or charming Victorian-era homes, and you'll notice something striking.
Those
These
are
buildings have an undeniable presence. They exude character, craftsmanship, and a level of detail that feels almost otherworldly in today's sea of cookie-cutter buildings.
That looks like a house I know of. Did you
help me
recognize that
plenty.
house? Oh my god, I recognize that house. That looked like a certain house.
Why can't we
somewhere.
build homes like we used to? To answer this question, we need to look at not just how homes were built, but why they were built the way they were, and how cultural, economic, and technological changes have reshaped the landscape of home construction. Hi everyone, Ken here. Welcome to this house. Victorian-era homes and Gilded Age mansions weren't just buildings, they were statements. These homes were born in an era when craftsmanship reigned supreme and a house was more than a place to live. It was an expression of personal identity, social status, and even artistic ambition. For example, during the Victorian era, architectural styles were heavily influenced by the Gothic Revival, Queen Anne, and Second Empire movements, each characterized by ornate detailing, asymmetry, and layered textures. Homes featured turrets, bay windows, intricate woodwork, and stained glass, design elements that were not merely aesthetic, but also symbolic of an era that valued uniqueness and human touch. Similarly, the Gilded Age saw the rise of grandiose mansions that borrowed inspiration from European palaces. These homes boasted marble staircases, hand-carved moldings, and expansive ballrooms. Every detail, from the placement of a chandelier to the choice of floor tiles, was meticulously thought out. Fast forward to today, and homes have become far more practical, but arguably less soulful. Modern construction emphasizes efficiency, affordability, and functionality. Open floor plans, energy-efficient materials, and streamlined designs dominate the market. While there's nothing inherently wrong with these priorities, they often come at the expense of the rich detailing and individuality that characterized older homes. One of the biggest shifts has been the transition from artisanal craftsmanship to mass production. In the Victorian era, homes were often built by teams of skilled craftspeople who poured countless hours in hand carving a single newel post or crafting custom-built cabinetry. Today, these tasks are outsourced to machines or eliminated altogether to save on labor cost. The result, homes that lack the intricate charm of their predecessors. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room, money. Building a Victorian-style home today, with all its architectural flourishes, would be astronomically expensive. The labor cost alone would be prohibitive, let alone the price of high-quality materials. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, labor was relatively inexpensive, and the materials used, like solid wood and natural stone, were more readily available. Today, builders often opt for cost-effective alternatives like vinyl siding, engineered wood, and synthetic materials. While these substitutes can mimic the look of traditional materials, they often lack the same longevity and depth. Additionally, modern homes are built to fit strict budgets and timelines, leaving little room for the bespoke touches that defined older architecture. Another key factor is our shifting cultural preferences. In the Victorian era, homes were designed to accommodate formal entertaining, with separate spaces for dining, sitting, and receiving guests. Privacy and formality were paramount, which is why these homes often featured multiple small rooms rather than large, open spaces. Today, the way we live has changed dramatically. Families now prefer open concept designs that allow for easy flow between the kitchen, living, and dining areas. Practicality usually wins out over ornamentation. People are more interested in energy efficient windows and smart home technology than stained glass or carved cornices. Another reason we don't build homes like we used to is that we've lost much of the architectural literacy that once informed home design. In the past,
Oh my god, that was such a male thing to say. Architectural literacy. That's crazy.
All you gotta do is listen to the voice of the narrator.
Skunk, where did you go? What did you flash on screen? Like I don't get it. By the way.
All I heard was some screaming. I was in
Oh,
there
sure.
pinning to the wife.
Oh shit, D3, you ain't right. She's still doing it.
My dad lived in an old house, and we were going to paint, and we decided to strip some of the old paint that was on the trim and stuff off because it was kind of thick, you could tell. And when we got to it, all the trim was like mahogany that had been painted over. And now these houses would have been from the 20s, 30s, and they were just, it was a small, there wasn't a huge room in the house. Everything was small rooms, like what they're talking about here.
Yeah, it's like with all over small town Georgia, anywhere there was where industrial little places where they had and whatnot. They've got
I mean,
little towns with mill
plantations.
houses everywhere, all over the southeastern Georgia, yeah, or southwest Georgia, yeah. A lot of little towns. Where I lived, one of the towns I lived in, yep, bunch of mill houses. And if you was to strip the years of the old nasty paint that's on there, such beautiful wood. Oh my god, so beautiful.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, y'all. Tucker's Toys has got here. I'm gonna go get the mail.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Architects and builders were deeply influenced by classical principles of proportion, symmetry, and ornamentation. These concepts were taught as part of a well-rounded education, even to those who weren't directly involved in construction. Today, architecture has largely moved away from these traditions in favor of modernist ideals that emphasize simplicity and functionality. While this shift has produced many innovative designs, it has also led to a disconnect from the rich visual language of the past. So, is it actually possible to build homes like we used to? In short, yes, but with some caveats. A growing number of architects and builders specialize in traditional designs, creating new homes that mimic the
This
aesthetics
is
of older
Ty-
styles
this
while
is Tyler
incorporating modern conveniences.
Perry's place.
However, these homes come at a premium and are often out of reach for the average homeowner. For those of us who can't afford to build from scratch, restoration and preservation offer another path. Historic homes can be lovingly restored to their former glory, keeping the spirit of the past alive for future generations. Perhaps the real challenge isn't to replicate the past, but to learn from it. We may never return to an era where every home is a work of art, but we can strive to incorporate more beauty and craftsmanship
Gorgeous.
into modern design. By blending the best of both worlds, the efficiency of today with the artistry of yesterday, we can create homes that are not only functional, but also inspiring. So while we might lament the loss of intricate woodworking grand parlors, the story isn't over. With a little creativity and a lot of
CNC
heart, we can
machines.
continue to build homes that reflect not just where we live, but who we are. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the subject matter down below in the comments section, and while you're there, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.
I'm surprised they didn't catch a lawsuit with the name This House.
Uh-huh. Yep.
It's almost a play off of This Old
This
House.
old house. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Us old folks do that shit, Chuck. These new little rascals don't know shit. This old house. Yep.
I remember watching that show. The one guy, who was the main guy?
Was it Wilford?
No,
No.
he knew what he was doing.
Oh.
Bob Vila,
Bob Vila, yeah. I
old
was
Norm
thinking of
Abrams.
the other show too.
Yeah, but Norm Abrams, who's a master carpenter,
Yeah.
was building a set of stairs, and
He's the
Bob
one that
Vila,
wears that hat all the time, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Bob Vila went over there and said, "Here, I'm going to help," and he picks up the power saw and he's holding it backwards to cut a piece of
Well,
wood. And
that's basically what they designed the show Home Improvement,
mm,
how they designed his show within the show,
yeah,
with him being the and then Bob over here. I don't think so, Tim. So
yep.
oh yeah, Disney owns him. He's doing another show with ABC. Fixing to come
Well,
out.
actually, yeah, he had to fight to get back on air actually because he's a hardcore conservative.
I think Disney might have found something else in his closet of criminality, and they own him. So now they're going to make him start working his ass off again. That's why it took. He was free for a little while until he dipped back into getting another show, and then showing all his conservative shit. And remember, they canceled
Right.
that one
Yep.
show.
Two of them. They canceled
Yeah.
two of his shows.
Yep. And then so something happened to where he had to start acting right again, and that's when they just did that new Santa Claus movie. A show, not a movie. They gave a whole series of shows for him.
Well, I know they're talking.
Now they're doing another show with him, and so yeah, they're putting his ass back to work.
They're talking about bringing Home Improvement back. I don't know how well that'll work with a 70-year-old star, but
and half the kids are in jail too. So
oh my God, that one especially.
The blonde kid.
Yeah,
He's the oldest one. Yeah,
he's a drunkard.
Yep.
He's in what? South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, somewhere over there.
I'm not sure.
He's in jail again. Imagine that, another DUI.
Okay, yeah, the new Tim Allen show that's coming out this year is called Shifting Gears. It's another ABC sitcom, so yeah, Disney owned.
It has to be cars related.
Yep, yep.
Shifting
It's
gears.
looking like he's probably going to be playing a kind of what you
Auto
call it,
mechanic.
Jay Leno type of a thing. Because remember, Jay Leno was also in his last show, was always appearing on there. So they're probably I would not be surprised if Jay Leno is actually producing this show because they're really good friends because they're both car guys. So
What was that? A couple of years ago, when one of Jay Leno's cars blew up on him.
Yeah, yeah. I think my husband told me something about that.
Caught him on fire, spewed gasoline all over him, and caught him on fire.
Oh shit. Oh shit. That's not good.
Yeah, call that a rude awakening. Got your face down there, and all of a sudden you're eating fire. That man.
Seems like something he should have known better.
I'm not sure what happened. One of those freak accidents, but that's what happens. You get complacent with what you're doing, and you forget safety. Sometimes that's how people end up getting hurt.
I've got to get me a new set of freaking driving lights for my little cabrio because I went to the drive-through car wash the other day and I did not realize it until just this morning. It had hit the front of the car so hard that it popped my little driving lights out. 2 of them are out. I'm like, what the
Really?
fuck? And I went up there this morning after I saw it to see if anybody had found it laying around or something. And the stupid bitch, she didn't even fucking say anything to me. She just shook her head at me. So
These cars are not put together well anymore.
well, this is a 97 Volkswagen Cabrio. So never they really started getting into the plastic fiberglass everything,
Yeah.
So it doesn't hold the lights in place like it should, And so that stuff, tends to, if it gets hot, it tends to start to warp and get out of shape. So living down here in the armpit of hell, South Alabama, it gets pretty hot and things get melty.
Well, it's plastic. The salt won't affect it too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But this car its original place, I guess you could say, was up in where I used to live in Rapid City, South Dakota. So it had all that salt from all that stuff too. That's why I gotta get some new bushings on it. And then she sat for years, and now she's got her down here in Alabama from a retired Army officer. So one of your dudes.
One of my dudes.
One of
They're
your
all my dudes. I don't care what flag they fly. They all the same dudes.
Hoorah. That's my husband right there, Marine. So is my little brother. My stepdad was Air Force. And then my pappy was Navy. And then I have a bunch of uncles and all that stuff that have been in all the branches too. Everything except for Coast Guard. There's no Coast Guardians in my family. None of that. Oh, I don't think we have any natty lights either. It was just the 3 grunt divisions, as you can say.
Yeah, if I'd have known, if I was a smart enough cat back then, I mean, being 17 and young and dumb, even though I had basically a choice of any job I wanted. If I had to do it again, I would have picked a different branch than the Army.
Because, yeah, Army and National Guard, they consider y'all, I hate to say it, but just disposable grunts. Y'all just out there just to
Well, actually, the Marines
go.
are disposable because that used to be the Marines were first in.
See? Yeah, they're first in, but they're specially trained to be first in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, my husband in 96, his group, group of people. I always forget what they call them with Marines. I'm more used to Air Force because that's what I grew up with. But his group over at Paris Island, they were the first ones to do the Crucible, and yeah, they were a bunch of fucking guinea pigs out there. He had to go. Yeah, he had to go and test. You know how they send you through. You got to test your gas mask, and they send you through walking through like.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
to go through twice because the first time he had a faulty mask and it wouldn't clear. So he had to do
Right.
it again. Oh
I
man, there's
never
actually a video of it too.
puked. I never puked so much in my entire life.
Mm-hmm. You see the
So
video
I
of
would.
them all walking out, ripping off their mask.
Yep.
It looked like a fucking exorcist fest over there or some shit.
That's a fact. That crap was disgusting.
Mm-hmm. But you had to be able to experience so that if it happened to you
Well,
over there during a
I
combat
ran out of the
situation,
building and ran right
shock
into
out.
a tree.
Do what?
I said I ran out of the building and ran right into a tree because I couldn't
Oh
see.
shit! I don't want to laugh at shit.
I wasn't the only one. Trust me.
I look like an Ernest show or something. An Ernest.
I'm telling you,
Ernest P World.
this stuff was disgusting.
Yeah.
Even though it was quote unquote a non-lethal gas, as they said,
It's
it
like
was
define
disgusting.
lethal.
It
Yeah.
was lethal in my book.
Look at David. Slapstick Chuck comedy. Hey DW. See,
Yeah, when
only
my dad,
NASCAR folks will get that. Whenever I call David Wayne, I call him, DW. And you got to say it right. You got to say it DW. And if you're NASCAR, you know what I'm talking about, right?
mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're taking over OG's show today. Old Farts Unite.
Have you ever seen Camelot 331? I think is the name of his channel on YouTube.
Mm-mm.
He's a good old boy from Alabama, but he last year he made it to the actual big time with NASCAR. His real name is Dennison, I think.
Mm.
I'd have to go back and look it up. He's a funny dude.
See, I grew up. You might have heard of it if you know deep into NASCAR. Somerville Speedway in South Carolina.
What was the
It
name
was
of it?
Somerville Speedway in South Carolina. Yeah, Bobby, Richard, all of them came up through there. Labonte, all of them.
Yep.
Bobby Allison and his whole family used to come there all the time on the weekends, and I because Davey, he was just a few years old. Well, I think about 5, 6, 7, something like. He was a few years older than me, but I always had a crush on him, and so me and my friends used to follow him around the track all night. Oh, we were just kids, He was such a cutie pie, and rest in peace, Davey.
But watching this guy's channel, you realize it's not all the glitz and glory that they portray a lot of
Yep.
times.
Mm-hmm.
that these
Yeah.
what these guys have to go through to even make it to the NASCAR level, and then the amount of money that comes out of their pocket to participate in NASCAR. It's crazy, as OG would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you remember back in, I think it was, I think it might have been 86, 85, 86, 87, whenever Bill Elliott won the was it he was a $1 million bill. He became $1 million bill
Okay.
in Darlington. It was in Darlington. My parents were there for that one, and my mom got his lug nuts to his car. Yep.
I was going to
You
make
know,
a
she goes,
joke, but I'll leave it alone. I was going to leave it alone. I bet she did get some lug nuts. She got to lug his nuts around.
I was
No.
showing him, and I knew, Mom, that didn't sound right. Oh yeah, yep. But once it became, it was no longer Winston Cup. It just went downhill from there. When they took the Winston Cup out, it went downhill from there.
That was
Restrictor
what?
plates. Fuck you.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina, wasn't it?
Yeah. Where I lived at in North Carolina was a little town called Roaring River in Wilkes County. And if you know, it is where I believe it was who was it? Not I want to say Levante, but I don't think it was fuck, my brain's shot. Getting old sucks. You lose everything. You lose all the good stuff.
No shit.
Yeah, but they owned a track there, right? And is one of the just a little circle track, right? And it, I guess kind of went out of business and just degraded, and then Junior and Gordon ended up buying it, and now they've got it running again, I think.
Well,
Because,
they built some guys got together and they built $1 million, and I don't know how many $1 million racetrack. It was part of NASCAR circuit for a little while. And it gets hot in St. Louis. Hot, sticky, stagnant.
Oh, I know. My dad, he
Brand
was born in
new
St.
track.
Charles, grew up in Florissant. Mm-hmm.
Brand new track. It got so hot that they were actually peeling up layers of the racetrack, and it was melting the tires. It was so damn hot. They had to stop the race because they was afraid somebody was going to get killed.
Yep. See, I prefer dirt track. That's what Somerville originally
Oh, I
was
got
back in
one.
the day.
I got one half a mile from my house. Dirt track.
You heard of Mobile International
Yeah.
Speedway? That's like in my front yard. Every Friday and Saturday nights, I hear them out there. I can hear
And we
'em
got
from my yard.
still got a drive in here about a mile down the road from me. And between the drive-in and the dirt track, John Schneider's always Dukes of Hazzard dude.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's
Good
always
man, good
up
man.
here doing free concerts and shit.
Yep. He's a good man. Yep. He's a Christian conservative too.
Not well. The conservative I'll agree with. The Christian part, I think
Or
he's
is he might be more like me. He believes in God and Jesus and whatnot, but maybe not so much in the religion and Bible
well.
thing. But
He was on a straight and narrow for a while, but then he found the bottle again.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
One of them situations. Gotcha.
But he's done that a couple of 3 times, straightened up his life and got it back together, and then got back into the booze, and everything would fall apart.
Oh yeah.
But
I
he's
prefer
a
my
good dude.
tweeds to the alcohol.
He's a good dude, though, deep down.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a good country boy, you know.
And,
He's
you know,
just a good old boy. Never mean
what's
no
funny
harm.
is he's from New York.
I know. Never I first read that, I was like, no, not a Duke, no.
Y'all are old peopling up the show. Jesus Christ.
Well, you know, I that's what I just said to Chuck.
And a
Never
word
don't
from
make
our
it over the old
sponsor.
parts.
After a word from our sponsor, get your Depends at the local grocery market.
Old Fart Friday.
My lord. I wish I would have done an unboxing reveal because Tucker, he was like nosy and he didn't realize what was in the box. And when I pulled out the box, no, Lauren, OG wasn't pooping this time. If you listened, you would have seen that I had the
OG,
mail.
tell the truth. It was you in the box, not Tucker. It was you excited about the toys. Right?
Yeah. I was happy to be able to clear my home. I like buying shit. I like buying shit and getting it come in the mail. I like opening boxes. It's cool. But,
Feels like Christmas, doesn't it?
But Tucker was like nosy and he kept looking. And when I pulled out the big ass tennis ball with the big ass thick rope for the tug of war, I could see his full demeanor. And he started like trying to. He started reaching for it like he was gonna nibble on it. And I put it in his mouth. And shook him. He's like, and his tail was wagging when I took it away from him. He was happy feet and he was looking over in the big box. Because there was two boxes. The one that had his rope toy in it. I don't know why they shipped them separate. But then there was a big ass box with the rest of his stuff and mom's stuff in it. And as soon as I moved that box to the side, he was like, and started opening the other one. He started looking in the box, sniffing the box. He got him a little teddy bear buddy toy, and he loves it. He's been fucking shaking it, squeezing it. He got two scented bones with the little tough spikes for his teething.
My dog does not like stuff like that. I don't know why.
Tucker does. I don't know why.
She just likes things that she can boop and it squeaks, and things that are tough that she can. That's what she likes.
I got 2 auto feeders, one for water, one for food. And that's what took me so long. I opened everything up, let him smell and play with everything, then put everything up, and then filled up the water feeders, and I got everything set up for that.
Cool.
So he's happy. He got 30 tennis balls that he's mad. Out of everything, he put everything, like he dropped everything when he saw me loading the tennis balls into the bag because they come stacked up in the box and you have to put them in the bag yourself.
Yep.
And I was putting them in the bag and he's like, just dropped everything. Was like, tugging at the bag. And I'm like, I know you like tennis balls, Tucker, but no. No. He'll have some in the other bag, you little asshole.
You go to Academy and get one of those, like the tennis ball launcher, you know, and just sit back there. Got you a beer and some tweed in the backyard. Kick back. You just hit the button. Boop. Let him go chase it.
It'd be fun.
Like shooting an RPG. Cody Dennison is the guy's real name.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I've heard. Yeah, I think I've heard that name.
Number.
I think my dad's talking about him.
I think his card number is 25, but he's sponsored by Tim Pool, or at least he was. Huh?
See, that's what's good. Whenever you order stuff online for your animals, you can order your dog all the toys and stuff like that. You don't have to order your cat a freaking thing because their prize is the box that all the shit comes in.
Yes, ma'am. Give them the box. They're happy.
You can buy them a shit ton of toys. They will look at them and they will hop right in that fucking box. Oh yeah. So for any animal lovers, you know.
Do you know why they do that? Does anybody know?
Hey, Ike, you back.
From what research? Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's similar to a tree canopy or a cave or a small cave dugout. Like
Gotcha.
Part of it is to regulate their body temperature also.
Really?
Yeah, a confined little area like that for some reason are better able to regulate their temperature. There's another reason, but off the top of my head, it's been so long I can't remember. Us old folk, you know, we can't remember everything. I do good to remember my name.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't go anymore.
Anymore,
ever
but
since
you
I
have
turned
been.
18.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I used to go all the time when I was a kid.
That's just
Go where?
fun.
I hate it as everybody starts fights there.
Oh no.
Where
I
at?
guess I never stayed till later on. Whenever everybody got drunk.
A local festival in my town.
Oh,
Is what it
okay.
is about.
We
But
got one of them
you-
where I came from. Horseradish Festival.
Now there is one I'll go to. The other one, Tootie, I go to all the time
Okay.
because I like it. I like it more. The one you asked about is literally just for vendors to sell you shit, and that's it. Besides
Yeah.
the parade, that's it. I'm not giving these assholes my money for an overcharged wooden sword. Fuck you. I can make my own pocket knife.
Yep. I can't believe you never knew about the Chitlin Hoedown. You never noticed every November a smell?
I hate the smell of
Bad
chitlins.
smelling day. It was some nasty chitlins. Oh God. Oh, awful. Awful.
That's because you're cooking the shit out of them, Tootie.
I ain't cooking that shit.
Lauren wanted me to play another engineering video.
Well, hold on 1 second. Just because you played the architecture video, Lauren wanted it. We didn't really comment on it or whatever. We don't want Lauren to feel. Well, I'm not asking other people to say anything. You guys don't have to say anything. But we don't want Lauren to feel like we don't want OG to get his ass beat later on because this video was not given its due. And you need to work on your media literacy, OG. Haha.
Oh damn!
Meanie.
But I just wanted to say something real quick regarding the video, because one thing that was noticed, I think one of the main themes there is you see how structural factors such as the economy, mass production, the saving of money, and so on and so forth affects, quote unquote, the style. Well, it affects the final product, obviously. And then it is called a style, right? But if you read it, well, by read now, like if you go to some magazine that is about modern architecture or something, there will be some kind of story regarding how this is a modern style and blah, 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 right? It's not going to be mainly about, well, here are the structural factors, as was stated, regarding mass production, the saving of money, and, the automation of things, and so on and so forth, led to, quote unquote, this style. Now, I also know that they mentioned something about the open feel, which I don't know that maybe people decided that they wanted more of an open feel, or it was more of a structural thing. By structural, I mean, these external factors, right? That'll then affect, the final product. Now, I just wanted to say that in general, this is something that I notice and I harp on. It's a little pet little philosophical thing of mine, which is in aesthetics. For example, there's a school called the Frankfurt School of modern art or whatever, and as aesthetic is always right next to philosophy, right? So the same thing happens, meaning you have structural things happening, the economy, the pill, it could be even the freaking toilet, right? That comes up, right? Or World War II, and then women have to go to war. These things that are happening structurally, right? Meteor hit, whatever the hell it is, right? And then later on, you have these schools of philosophy and art and aesthetics writing things about it as though, and not as though, but later on, people look and they see the writings and they think it was the writings. Like, oh yeah, the Frankfurt School ruined architecture. It's like, no. some shit happened, mass production and certain kind of capitalism type things. And I'm not anti-capitalist or whatever, but I understand that when it comes to certain things, especially art and aesthetics, right? Whether it's in the realm of music or in the realm of your paintings or in the realm now of architecture, you don't want that thing called capitalism to, in other words, capitalism never brings out the best in those things, right? You're not going to get the best music is not going to be the most popular music. The best form of art is not
Right.
going to be the most popular one. And same thing with architecture and whatnot. So you have these external, what I call structural factors, economy, mass production, saving money, and all these other kinds of things, automation, they'll happen. And then later on, people start writing crap, right? They say, oh, this is the style of the blah, 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 blah. And then people think that, oh, it was the writing, or it was this philosopher, it was this particular journalist, it was this school of thought that changes. Like, no, these people typically come after. And to just kind of put a capstone on my bullshit here, the same way, if you want to change things, right? You want to be like, okay, well, I don't like the direction these things are going. Pick your thing. It's feminism, it's modern art, it's whatever. People think now, okay, I got to go attack that philosopher. I got to write something. No, it's not going to change it. It's the structural factors that you have to change. You have to go from the ground up. And that's more difficult. It's easy to blab and write and say stuff. But just as this simple architecture video showed, there's typically structural things that happen. And then you end up with the Frankfurt School saying certain things about what's modern. But what's modern was a result of these structural things having to do with external factors, economy, automation, and so on. That's my spiel.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed? To a lot of people that are really into that thing understand that it's not like the Frankfurt School that's actually like talking about the similarities between different architectures of the same time and same quote unquote style. So I think like people kind of understand that are into it, whatever that thing is. But then like the layman who doesn't know anything about it just sees the buildings and complain because they don't like the style. Like, well, that's brutalist architecture. I hate brutalist architecture, but why does it exist?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, back in the
Now hold on.
third,
Hold on. One thing that I'm okay with that happening to, and I don't kind of get grumbly for like the layman just doing that, not understanding that there are systems that change, is anti-homeless or aggressive, or I forget exactly the word. I think it's aggressive architecture or whatever, where they like literally like put spikes under bridges where homeless people can't sit. Like that shit, it kind of annoys
I
me.
never heard that.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard that one.
Let me see. I'll see if I can find something on it real quick. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
I was going to say, when I was in Germany, there's a row of housing. It was referred to as H housing. I forget what the actual terminology is. It was back 20s, 30s, whatever. But every house, every I try to watch my words now. Every house was identical in layout, style, look, the whole thing. Back in the 50s, the house I grew up in is what they referred to as a slab house. They pour a slab of concrete, and this particular subdivision, we'll call it, got two styles of houses. So what they did was they alternated every other house. So that once you been in two houses in that area, they were identical. And that was because of what Ike was referring to. We needed to quickly come up with a solution for people to live.
And that's the thing too, because like architecture and aesthetics in a society will not only reflect the government, that will be a large type of government they have and the type of economic system are the two largest things that'll affect it. But there's also personal choice and pragmatism that goes along with it most of the time. If you have a system that doesn't allow personal choice, then pragmatism becomes like the third largest thing. But it's called hostile architecture. It's a way of urban planning to really just fuck with the homeless. And that's how they sell it, and that's how like uppity motherfuckers take it. But what it really does is it creates a very hostile environment for everyday citizens to keep them, moving along. They can't sit anywhere. They can't sit and talk.
Oh, that's a steam vent, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a steam vent, yes, and it also increases the price because you see how it's like fucking it's not a uniformed shape and
Correct.
design.
Yeah,
So
now
like,
I've also seen places where they have benches that you can sit on, but you've got to pay to sit there. All right, and how
and
they do
that's
it
a
is
part of
it's
hostile
got
architecture.
cylinders that come up, and if you pay, the cylinder will go down, and you
Oh
can sit
Lord.
there. Yeah, I've seen that. I forget where. I got to look. I'll have to look it up, and I'll send it to you.
Well, we just need a season. We got deer season and elk season. We just need a season. Well,
I
that
agree.
fell on deaf ears.
I agree.
No, I didn't fall on deaf ears. Somebody, skunk, don't send my stuff to your stuff if you're not gonna stay on show and contribute. That's weird. Merlin.
What?
Skunk restreamed my stuff to her Facebook and her YouTube and left. Crazy.
Okay.
I just noticed it too. You
I didn't. Oh boy.
I don't mind, but just be on panel. My only request.
So if you needed any more proof
And,
that New York
anyway, this is the concept of hostile architecture, and it is ass.
City was designed by assholes, I just thought I would put this here. This is from my old neighborhood. I used to live right around Marcy Avenue and Park in Brooklyn, and they have these grates where you'll have kind of hot air come up from underground. I think it's from the subway. I'm not exactly sure, but it'll just I think it's like for ventilating the subway. And what happened in the winter, because you have a lot of homeless people in New York City, because of both mental illness and also the fact that a shitty studio apartment can cost upwards of $2,200, is you had people that would sleep on these grates so that they wouldn't freeze to death. So you started at some point to have like 2 or 3 or 4 homeless people sleeping on these at a time. And what they did is, instead of try to figure out how they can solve the root cause of the homeless problem, I talked about this in a recent video where New York City's paying $3,500 to $4,500 about a month to a quote charity that Cuomo had started 25 years ago. What they do is they put this stuff over it so that it's actually painful, so that now you can't lie down on this to sleep, because not only is it a metal grate, but it also sticks up in certain sections. Like you can see this one sticks up higher than some of the other sections, so that if somebody were to lie down on this, they would actually feel physical pain. And I'm confident that would totally fix the homeless problem in New York City. All you got to do is put these grates on top of here, so that if someone tries to sleep somewhere where they will be warm and not die, they won't be able to. So good job, New York City, at tackling the homeless problem. Great job, as always. I
don't care about your politics, even though I agree with you. Yeah, that's the whole point of anti-home. It's really, really gross and disgusting. I don't mean to moralize about it, but it's and they bill it as to deal with the homeless folks, right? But look at some of these. And it's funny. I noticed I noticed something. It's because the one that you're talking about with the cylinders, right? And the whatnot, that's from a bench in Paris. And I think you can tell where I'm going from, since the guy mentioned his politics. It's always these very liberal cities and countries that have this hostile architecture for the homeless.
Yep.
And Atlanta technically is liberal, but Georgia itself is was a firmly red state. And you don't have this hostile architecture. And if I'm wrong, if there's places in Texas or other places, let me know.
You left the video, but they actually was showing Tyler Perry's estate in that architecture video.
I didn't see.
Well, yeah, you were retrieving the mail.
I was getting the
You're
mail for
getting Tucker
Cook Book.
prizes.
He doesn't see
Tucker
color.
is that boy. I don't actually. I'm colorblind.
You'll never make it the electrical, maybe then.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not colorblind. But like I don't know, man. The concept of hostile architecture, like I understand it because again, I'm no ultra fan of the homeless because I've discussed it, right? I get that they are
It's a multifaceted problem. Yeah.
yeah, that a lot of them are that way because they just get to get shit that they want from people because people feel bad for them. Some of them are mentally handicapped or have mental problems. There are real issues that the homeless face, and that other than just being homeless, that are the root cause of homelessness. But one of the smallest, and I don't like talking about this because it makes me feel heartless and angry myself because homelessness can be a huge issue in certain areas, even rural
Yeah.
areas. And I've seen people, like the people I know, most of them are homeless because of drug addiction, mental health, or losing a job at the wrong time and being single and having like no family. Right? But I've also met the homeless that do the shit like the people in the bigger cities do or the liberal states do, where they group up and they become a nuisance for the area around them. Then they say shit like, "I make more than you do panhandling in a day than you do in 2 weeks." And when I met that one homeless person, that threw off all that shit for me. And then if you look at charities, there are more charities for drug addicts, homeless folks, and like the mentally ill, and it seems to do nothing but be a money slush fund for like wealthy politicians or these fucking feel good bleeding heart liberals. But there's nothing out there for people that are working. It seems like there's nothing out there for people that are working, struggling, that have no mental problems. They just catch a run of bad luck. It seems like there's nothing out there for them, and that shit upsets
No
the hell out of me. I don't
lifeline.
like talking about it. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. It aggravates me, and I don't like shitting on homeless people regardless of their situation because they're fucking homeless. They've already had a fucking curveball thrown at them. It's
Well,
just annoying when they
people
choose
are
to stay
making
that
an
way.
occupation of it, like you're
Yeah.
talking about nowadays.
Yep.
And leftists will absolutely tell you you're fucking retarded. It's like,
And I'm
no,
full of shit. Yeah.
I've
Like,
literally seen it with my own
you
2
ain't
eyes.
been outside the Walmart parking lot lately? Shit. Whew. They're all around there. You'll see they had their whole family sitting out there in the parking lot on one of these little, little tree island things, and then you'll sit there, you'll watch them all day, and then they go, like Chuck said the other day, and they go climb into a freaking new SUV and go home and somewhere nice. Yeah. So
Well, I lived in St. Louis. The drug addiction thing was real bad. And I don't care what time of the day, and it didn't matter which gas station. There was always a lady that needed milk for her baby. And I got to the point where I'd say, all right, follow me. Go into the store, pick up a gallon of milk or thing of formula. Oh, no, I want the cash.
And that right there will make me say, I've had that happen, and I've yelled, "Get a goddamn job!" And I've thrown what I got for them on the fucking ground.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten better at controlling my anger, but if you need help and I help you out of the kindness of my heart because I sympathize and you want beggars can't be choosers. I've genuinely helped people that were so fucking thankful that they damn near came to tears. And then I've helped
Yeah.
people that did similar shit or said similar shit like that, and then said shit like I make more panhandling. And I'm like, I just want to strike those motherfuckers, man.
Yep.
Want to grab them by the jugular?
And I think Lauren's right. Now the issue is the left runs on stuff like helping the poor or the homeless, but in reality they do stuff like that type of architecture, which can literally cause homeless people to die. And I think that's what annoys me when I run into people like Ryan and Not Lost, because they buy the propaganda outright. You know, we're good guys trademark or TM, and
Yep.
anyone else who disagrees with is bad. But yet your leadership and the shit that y'all do is no different than the right's leadership. It's all just half-assed measures, bullshit to line their own pockets. And these are some more examples of hostile architecture. This is specifically, I believe, from Paris.
French artists are trying to invent different ways to sleep, standing against hostile architecture. This specially designed seating area is being built in Paris, New York, and various cities around the world. It's known as anti-homeless architecture. Actually, the main purpose of this design is to prevent homeless people from sleeping. To protest this, the two artists released a video called Fakir's Rest, where they show how it's still possible to lie down, even on the most uncomfortable and deliberately unfriendly structures. These two French artists are trying to
And I mean that's kind of fucked up. And you just see some of that architecture. Like one of the thing was a bench that they made. And it wasn't a pay bench. It was a bench that had like the middle cut out of it. And then being liberals, they were like, oh well, we can say it's handicap accessible. And people, all liberals do is rub your throat and give you a little bit of sugar with the shit, so it goes down better. Because they're like, they made this bench, this anti-homeless bench where there's a big ass gap in the bench, and it's like a love seat, but the seat is moved and there's a big ass gap. And they say, oh, it's for homeless people. Well, what if I want to sit on the bench in the park next to my girlfriend and watch and feed ducks? Can't do that. There's a big ass gap because Handy McGee has to have a place to sit, right? Even though he's in a fucking wheelchair and can pull up beside it. Don't lie. You did that because you don't want homeless people sleeping on a bench, which is fucking evil.
Yep.
I know in St. Louis where I live, we had a big community underneath a bridge that was getting rather large. So what the city did was they had a piece of property that was unused, and they set up, for lack of a better word, tent city. And moved these people to this facility to give them a place to live. Every one of them left. I couldn't understand that. They provided them a place, secure place to sleep and have their own little area and whatnot, and they all left. The homeless did. I couldn't figure out, unless they have rules, maybe. I don't know, but I found it fascinating.
That's what I don't get, right? Because it is evil. This defensive is what the official statement is called. Defensive architecture is what the government calls it, but hostile architecture. Like I get not wanting a bunch of homeless people around where you're at because that brings in crime by default. Like I get it, but they're fucking homeless. Where do you expect them to go? Do you want them to freeze to death? I mean, we can't lock them up because then the libertarians will be whining and complaining about human rights.
Well, that's what happened in the early 80s. That's why Reagan, that and the mistreatment of the people that were in the facilities. That's why Reagan closed down a vast majority of the mental institutions.
But it was one investigative journalist at one place.
Yep.
That did that shit. This is why journalists are the enemies of the people. Straight up.
Sensationalism.
Absolutely.
I get lockjaw trying to say some of these words sometimes.
I thought it was about the wee wee in your mouth, but okay.
Yeah, I'm German. I have a problem with S's. S's and
it had all to do with the size of the wee wee in his mouth.
It's all fine when the swelling goes down.
Yeah, you won't see. Just like I won't suck one, but I'll hold it in my mouth till the swelling goes down.
There you go.
Oh, wrong video. Lauren posted a new one. Apparently, she doesn't want people feeding ducks for some reason.
I got ducks.
Oh, he's watching the bridge one. Got a different
Yeah, we
one?
were. Yeah, we're watching the harsh reality about giving birds bread. If my internet allows it. Hold on, let me refresh this.
Pay your bills, damn it.
I do pay my bills, motherfucker.
Feeding birds bread is something that a lot of us do or probably have done at one point or another in our life. It may seem harmless. After all, what is a little bit of bread going to do?
She sounds Canadian.
Well, it may be surprising to learn that it's actually harmful to birds. In fact, bread
What?
is basically junk food. Even
Yeah,
parks
it
that
is
have
actually.
waterfowl often have signs up asking people to please not feed the birds bread. But I think this goes unnoticed sometimes. While you may think that you are giving them an easy
So don't give them modern bread. Give them like wheat grain bread, okay? I get it. White bread is bad for you. We'll just give them whole wheat or something.
Are they racial? You can't give them white bread? Come on.
Well, I mean, bread
No
bread
whitey,
is
no whitey.
white bread is junk food. Like the amount of sugars and shit in white bread is very bad.
Not,
for you.
And how
not the bread
badly
I buy.
the preservatives that they use in it. Oh god, it's hard.
We all need to start eating Ezekiel bread, okay? Because I love Ezekiel bread, but it's priced really high. So let's start eating Ezekiel bread so the price goes down, so like the demand goes up, so they start making more, and then eventually the prices even out. That's just
I
like
make my
$8 a
own
fucking
bread.
loaf. Oh, that's satisfaction. I can hear him eating and drinking food. He's using the auto dispensers I got.
Ooh.
He wants he's a bougie bitch. He wants his own special bowls. It's not even I realize it's not the dog food. Like yeah, he likes the human food, but like as soon as I got the auto feeders, he started tearing up the dog food because he just wants his own special bowl. He doesn't want the shit on the ground. Like if I leave it in the same bowl, like if I feed him in the same bowl too often, he'll turn his nose up at it.
Yep.
So he just wants his own
They are
special bowl.
picky. Oh, they're such
Well, let's
bitches.
kill the birds. Let's see how we're killing the birds.
Yeah, see, I only feed birds rice. Y'all don't get that one, okay?
Yeah.
I got it. I got
we're
it.
only providing them with empty calories. Bread and other bread products aren't very nutritious. A lot of the nutritional content is lost due to the heavy processing, and furthermore, the bread of today tends to contain salt, sugar, and preservatives. None of these things are good for humans, let alone birds or other animals.
Oh, give me a break.
This bitch is lying.
What
Salt
kind
is
of
something that we absolutely need, though.
what kind of leftist propaganda is this?
It's Canadian. She said salt, not salt, and then she did the pirate R as well.
I mean, what she said is only factually incorrect because humans absolutely do need salt. We just don't need a shit ton of it. Everything else was absolutely correct.
The only thing those foods do is help to take their hunger away for a period of time by filling them up. But they do not provide them with the nutrition they require to be healthy, such as protein for muscles and feathers or healthy fats for energy. What's more is that while they are full on bread, they feel no need to forage for their natural nutritious food. Not good. One fatal condition known as angel wing is thought to be directly related to birds fed unhealthy food. And guess what birds tend to end up with angel wing? Birds like swans and ducks that live around areas that have people, such as parks, where bread is a very common thing people feed these birds. These poor birds often end up dying, especially if they are adults, because the condition cannot be reversed at that point. They can't fly away from predators or migrate for winter, thus they starve or freeze to death. In young birds, however, it can be reversed by feeding them nutritional diet, usually by a licensed rehabilitator. Furthermore, birds like swans and ducks fed large.
First off, ducks are assholes, and we're not going to go into why I say that. So, no, I'm just kidding. What you got? Oh, why did you get your big ass tug of war fucking ball? You want to play with your toys? You can play with your toys. Don't look at me like that. Just play with your toys. He's looking at me. Why'd I get in trouble? They mine, ain't they? Oh, you want me to play with your tug of war, baby? Oh, I love my boy. He loves his little. He already loves his little bear. He won't let me play. He won't let me pick it up now. Like, have you ever gotten a toy like that for your dog where it's just theirs? Like they don't want to share it. Like I knew that's what that was gonna be when I got the bear, and that's like the intention, the reason I got it. But like he don't even want me to touch it already.
That's
Like the
their
minute I gave it to
snuggle.
him,
That's their snuggle bunny. Yeah.
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 Like I reached for the tug of war and I went to get I reached for the tug of war rope and then I went to pick up the bear and he just nudged my hand away and like and then he
Step
picked up
away
the
from
tug
the
of war
bear.
rope. Yeah, it is an
Re-
adorable little bear.
remove
Uh,
thyself from thy bear.
he's like the bear is mine, Papa. We can play with the tug of war rope together.
Papa.
That dog starts talking.
Do you go up to Helen a lot, or have you ever been there?
One of my best friends is from Helen. I don't really like Helen because of Squidbillies, and I know it's stupid, but it makes me laugh. I like to pretend that one of the richest parts of the state is just like a hillbilly hellhole where sentient squids and Satan resides. And it's funny when I meet people from Helen and I say that and they get angry. It makes me laugh. It's kind of like whenever people are talking about like prestigious things they've done, and I pretend not to know what or who they're talking about. I'm like, who?
From someone who has been to Germany, it does feel baby German. It really does. So if you ever feel like you need to
Well,
get in touch with your
Helen,
blood,
Helen,
Helen.
Helen and Brunswick were founded by Germans, weren't it?
Mhm. Actually, and also a lot of South Carolina is German Dutch too.
Well, that's the
Big
thing.
time.
Like if you know the history, like Germans and Dutch, because Germans are here's the thing: Dutch and the Netherlands are all Germanic peoples that just never joined in the formation of Germany. Same
Right.
thing with Denmark.
Yep. We
Like
got
that mainland because like Germans. Here's the thing: like
Luxembourg, Belgium,
Germans aren't all
Austria.
Scandinavian, so like all of Northern Europe is descendant of Scandinavians and Celts. Like that's it. That's the only two ethnic groups, and then you have the Celts and the Romans and the or the Slavs. You've got the Slavs in the west. Yeah, the Slavs in the west, the Celts in the east, the Romans in the south, and the Germans and the Scandinavians in the north. And then like there's little areas where they mixed up, but like every ethnicity and nation that you have is one of those four groups of people, and that's it.
Yeah, we got a huge German population in St. Louis area.
Well, people don't realize like that. Like when you talk about language, they go, "Well, English is related to German." I'm like, yes, because they're Germans. The Saxons were a German tribe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what people don't realize is that England technically is not English.
Well, the
If
the
you know,
Visigoths.
just yeah, it was conquered.
The
And
the
let live.
Visigoths and a lot of the Hispaniola tribes, like the Hispanic peoples, they're descendant from Germans too. Like I think Portugal is the only place that is like unique, like has more of that because Spain, France, and the British Isles were all Celtic descent, right? Like when I break it down like that, like I'm telling the truth. The thing is, the Celts got fucked over by literally everybody else. The Celts got beaten by the Romans and the Germans, and even the Slavic people because there were Celtic areas in Western Europe, and they all got like the Celts got kind of almost wiped out.
Yep. Yep.
Well, let's see about killing these birds right quick.
Yeah, let's give them some
Regimens of bread
rice.
and other unhealthy food can get obese, malnourished, and aggressive to one another. Developing chicks don't
ducks.
get the
They're
nutrients
literally
needed for growth,
rapists.
causing them to become aggressive and develop diabetes and hypertension.
Oh, Lord.
Another problem with bread is that it has the potential to grow mold pretty quickly. And mold is extremely toxic to birds. And bread that is thrown into the water for ducks can rot if not eaten, thus polluting water and creating surface algae, which give the birds
Please.
Let them lurk.
The fishies will get it.
Birds that are eating a lot of bread end up defecating more frequently too. And the more bird
That
poop
is
around, the
true.
more chances of disease being spread. Double not good.
No, the more bird poop around, the greener the grass, because bird poop is high in phosphates. Or phosphorus, I think it is. Either way, bird poop is good poop. The best manure is chicken poop. You just don't want to burn out the soil.
You may be thinking, well, you mentioned that large quantities are bad, so I can give them a little. While that may be true, very small amounts may not harm them, you should consider this. If you are feeding birds a little bit of bread and 10 other people are, then it's no longer a small amount. It all adds up. And also, how do we determine what is a little bit? What you
Oh my
consider a
God.
small amount may not be the
Do you know how to fix all these problems like this where like busybody liberals tell us not to feed? Capitalism has a solution. All these parks should just sell bird food.
Yep. Have
In
those
little
little
baggies.
feeders. Yeah, have those
Yeah.
little feeder things set up.
Yeah, like
Where you go put the quarter in and get a bag of food.
It works for everything. Works for the animals, works for the economy. Bada bing.
it helps maintain the park. I mean, like, hell, even if you build a stand for it, it gives a job to somebody in the community.
There you go. Yeah.
Like,
And I'm sorry, if that bird's stupid enough to want to eat bread all the time, that's his problem.
And
because,
ducks
like-
and geese are naturally aggressive anyways. Trust me. They will freaking like go down like they're little jet planes and zoom me at you.
That's like down at Walt Disney World in Orlando. The birds down there, they
you see
love French
D3?
fries.
You see D3's comment. No one carries around quarters, old man. Our time is now.
Huh, I do.
Well, you're old. You're gonna carry quarters. You can set up tap pay on the little digital thing. Just dink.
You get a whole quarter tip for bringing the groceries out to the car.
What is this, an Aldi's?
Man, they don't even do that. I mean, they're not allowed to. They are not allowed to be tipped anymore.
At Aldi's?
No, at any grocery store.
Not allowed to what?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I said when you go to grocery stores now, and if somebody does bring your groceries out for you and put them in your car, they're not allowed to take tips anymore.
Yeah, that's been like that for a while. There was this old couple, because I used to work night shift at Walmart when it was still open 24 hours, way back in the day. And like this old couple would specifically ask when I was working, because I would carry all their stuff out and like put it in their car exactly as they requested. And they'd tip me like $20 each time. And every time I'm like, I can't take that. The old man would be like, it's between us, and if your manager's got a problem, tell me, I'll break his fucking legs. He didn't say that. He didn't say that last part. He didn't say that last part, but he was an old Italian guy from New York, so I assume that's what he was getting at. Because him and my manager did get into it. It's like he's like, the fella puts it in my car how I like. I'm gonna tip the fella, and if you fire him and you got a problem with it, I will talk to your corporate. All right.
Damn.
He does a good job. Fair pay for fair work. So I'm like, okay.
I even tried the kids that if I go to McDonald's to get my kids something, I do the where you park and order it, and and when they bring it out, they used to be I could tip them, because they're kids, they're high school kids, so I give them a tip. Here recently, though, they're not allowed to accept tips.
And this is a part of the tipping thing that I never talked about, me being against it, because a lot of businesses that are like major stores, they will fire the fuck out of you if you accept the tip. Like Walmart, that almost happened to me until like the old guy happened to be there when my manager just happened to be walking into work from his lunch break. And the guy was like, "Here's your tip," and he overheard it and he said something to me about it. He's like, "Has he been taking tips the whole time?" And the old guy like took up for me and got really upset. It's like, "It's my fucking money. I choose to spend it at the store. Why can't I choose to tip the young man?" Was his exact words.
Wow.
And like all people get really mad when you tell them how they spend their money. Like, I mean, that's
yeah.
respectable though. I ain't even gonna lie, because if I wanted, and this is how I've always looked at tips, and this is why I'm surprised everybody got mad at me. And I think it's just leftist entitlement, right? A tip is earned. It's something that somebody decides
Correct.
that you've done enough work to, and they're satisfied with your labor for them, and they decide to give it to you. It should never ever be implicit. And I've said that, and people got mad. And I think it's leftist entitlement of younger generations. It's like, well, I need that money because I get paid shitty wages. Well, maybe you should negotiate for a higher wage. Well, it's not even that, because I do think that people who work in the fast food industry, they definitely earn their money. I think they deserve to be paid a little bit more than what they get paid, because it's a difficult fucking job.
You gotta deal with some really fucking assholes too in the service industry, especially in restaurants.
Yeah, and customer service is a very important thing. That's why, because of the wages that you pay your customer service industry, that's why customer service has gotten shittier and shittier over the years, by the way. We can bitch about it, but if we don't address the problems, it's not going to change. And now should they make enough to buy a house and have like a five child family? Maybe not. But should they make enough to be able to rent and survive, even if they got kids? Yeah. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, if you work in this country, you should not have to go without a place to stay or struggle in having your own individual living space without having a roommate with a bunch of strangers.
They did a thing a while back, but Disney World, there was a vast amount of the employees that had to live in their cars because they couldn't afford the rent and food and all that in that area because it's so damn expensive to live.
Yep, a friend of mine's daughter lives in Orlando. Her daughter worked at Disney for a while, and if she wouldn't have had her mom to be able to live with, she wouldn't have survived either. She would have been living in her car.
Well, look at Walmart. Walmart lobbies the government to increase food stamps every time it comes up. Right? Walmart and other companies want to pay their workers the bare minimum and allow them to live off food stamps and welfare to maximize their profits. And it's these anti-capitalist things, because here's the thing, right? Your lowest employee, your lowest rung of society needs to have the ability to be able to save money and move up in society in order for capitalism to work.
Correct.
And if they can't, which is what's happening in America since the 70s, if they can't, then you don't have a capitalist system. You have an oligarchical system that's just slowly siphoning wealth away from you. And the thing about it is, I love capitalism, but where me and Flo will argue is I don't like parasitism from the rich or the poor. I think financial institutions like banks and loans, that's parasitism. That does not add wealth to the economy. Over time, it takes away wealth. Because when you add debt, that's negative wealth. And then when you pay back your debt, you've then just moved your wealth to the banks, who then sell more debt to other people. That's literally what a parasite does with nutrition in nature. And if you're poor as fuck and you're on government food, government welfare, and you don't work, that's also another form of parasitism. I don't like it from either category.
It was like 21 or 22. Disney laid off a bunch of workers because they said they didn't have the money. But that same year, they gave Bob Iger a $31 million bonus.
Well, this is what else Disney did.
Make it make sense.
Hold on 1 second. There's a question, chat. Hold on. Do you tip at coffee restaurants that give the tip option when offered food? Do they do anything besides their actual job? Is there
Yeah,
any actual service? Like, is there?
up
Do they
and
have? Do they bring
beyond.
it to? Do they bring it to my table? Do they put on a show? Do they slide me a little bit extra whipped cream? If they do shit like that, sure, no problem tipping. But if it's literally their job to make my coffee and hand it to me, no. Unless she's hot. If she's hot, then yeah, I'll tip.
You get that tip hoping to get that number.
Not really. I don't actually do that. I just say that to be
Ah.
a rabble rouser. And then I'll make
But-
jokes about not tipping to see how they react. If I make a joke about not tipping and you overhear me, it's because I meant you to overhear me. And if you act like a bitch about it, you're not getting a big tip. Because I tip very well, even though I mess with people about not tipping. I tip like 20% when I go out.
Yeah, that's why I do at
And like
least
I'll
20.
joke around about not tipping, and I'll joke around with people, and be like, one joke. I took my adopted brother Chris. I'm not gonna say his name. I took my adopted brother out for dinner at a steak buffet. They make like you go up there and you tell them how you want your steak, what type of steak you want. They make it, and then there's a big ass buffet for literally anything else you could want to eat. And
Like a
the
Ryan.
waitress-
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually Orion's.
Okay.
And
Man, y'all making me hungry
and-
now. Shit.
and I like the lady was being so sweet and so kind, but I'm a bastard. I'm an evil asshole. I looked at my brother, man, she's working so hard for a tip that she ain't gonna get. And she heard me. You know how she dealt with that? She still was a great service. She was kind and sweet. You know, she got a $30 tip that night. Not trying to brag, but if you do your job, you go above and beyond, you put up with people's bullshit, you're
You
gonna
deserve a
get
little
tipped
something
better.
extra.
Yeah, and like I don't mind tipping because it's good when they do it rewards work for better service. But I have a problem when it's people like DoorDash drivers, and they're like, "Yeah, I expect a tip because the company don't pay me enough." And it's like, bro, my food is crushed, destroyed, half of it's missing. Like, the fuck you want a tip for? You see,
Lucky
like,
I got a tip for you.
I added a middleman.
written on it.
I added a fucking middleman and got less service than going to the shitty restaurant myself.
Mm-hmm.
No, she was actually petite. She was actually a petite brunette. So like not even a blonde or a redhead with big titties and big boobies. Like no, she was just. I am a bastard. I'm sorry.
Let's kill these
Gives
birds.
them-
Get it over
He
with.
gives them just the tip. That's crazy, Lauren.
Let's do some duck hunt.
The same as another person. Besides all of this, though, no matter how small of an amount, it still provides no nutritional value. So it's best to just skip the bread altogether and offer them better sources of food.
Hold on, wait. It doesn't every mammal, like every living creature, like animal, doesn't it require glucose, which is like sugar? Like you get glucose from bread and
not
sugar.
sure.
I think that's true. Like every living cell requires some form of glucose. Like
Oh
you have to
yeah.
have some type of
Sugar and
type of
salt.
glucose. Yeah, sugar and that's why I don't like listening to these people, man. This feels political. I can't put my finger on it, but it feels political.
Yeah, it probably is political and all that other crap, but without getting even too deep into it, there is just one basic layer, which is a question of proportion, right? It's like
Yes.
the same thing you mentioned with the sodium as well. It's like people don't think that they're getting their sodium from bread. That's the issue, right? They don't know that, oh, I'm getting so they're salting everything, there's salt, and at the end of the day, you get past quote unquote what what the regular daily dosage should be if such a number exists, right?
Absolutely. And that's the thing that we humans in America, in the West, but mainly America, but the other parts of the West are getting fat too. Proportions control and nutrition are two things that we lack. We have the money, we have everything to have balanced diets and whatnot, but nobody really, ever since the food pyramid was discussed as being a lie, nobody really knows how to eat anymore. They'd be like, I'll just be eating shit. How about that? So like nutrition and portion control, especially in America, is out the fucking window.
Yeah, where's the brutal architecture or the hostile architecture or the hostile whatever for these birds? Like, we do it for the homeless, and here we are talking about them getting bread. How about we build some shit where they can't land and they can't fly, and just put blades in the air and shit. Like, anyway.
I thought she was gonna say
We
something
could put
totally
nets over the
different.
ponds. Yeah.
I thought you was like, where's the fucking where's the hostile architecture for these fat motherfuckers? Put a narrow gate in front of the fucking anything but the salad bar.
All right.
Yeah.
What,
You know
look,
what?
look.
Yeah, I'm down. Hostile architecture of all everybody. Everybody gets like
What has this duck done for society? Not a damn thing. All he does is shit all over the place. What's he done for society?
I agree.
Huh.
I agree. Thank you for the Cash App, good sir. I appreciate you very much. I do not have my booty videos up, but if you want a dono video, let me know, and I will tell me what type you want, and I will find something on the internet to play for you, good sir. Until you do that, I'm going to play the duck video.
For our garden birds, such as jays, chickadees, and others, offer them the old tried and true, things like suet, black oil or safflower seeds, and unsalted peanuts whole or shelled. For the waterfowl at the park, bring food like pellets and seeds. Both are inexpensive and will provide nutrition.
Bullshit.
You can even try some cracked corn, bird seed, finely chopped lettuce, and vegetable trimmings that are small enough for their mouths. But I think I would go so far as to say don't feed the ducks or swans at your local park at all. Being fed by humans can cause them to lose their natural fear of people. Instead, bring a camera and watch them from afar. You never know what you will witness them do. And it's pretty rewarding when you get that nice picture or cool video. One final word of advice. To make sure you are...
What were you saying, Chuck?
I say, bitch, a duck can't eat a camera. And they'll be hungry. He say, feed me. And you want to give him a camera. The hell? That's cruel.
Remember, they can munch on the electronics.
Feeding birds proper food, do research for your local area to ensure that the food you feed the birds is needed and therefore beneficial. Different birds in different locations have different needs. I know that most people don't mean to do harm, but sometimes we just don't know any better. Now with this knowledge, you can offer our wonderful feathered friends the best feeding experience. By doing that, you will feel good too. For further information from credible sources, I will leave a few links in the description. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Take care and happy birding.
Leftist propaganda.
What the hell did she just say will make us feel good? Was it some fucking like, oh, you do this and you'll be a good person and you'll feel good about yourself?
That's what she said.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, cool. That triggered some memories from like college. You have to take some social science classes, right? And there were a couple of them where, the typical kind of social science, sociology kind of professor and whatnot. And he kept on preaching this stuff of how, service is the best way to be happy. Look, I don't mind, doing my, I don't mind being a useful member of society, if you will. But I remember from I'm talking about this many, many years ago now. I still remember that shit. I was so pissed off. No, don't tell me what to do. Oh, you're going to be happy. You're going to be like, no, fuck that shit. Anyways, I'm getting triggered here.
It is 100% okay, Ike. This is the thing. This is. See, I wouldn't get so annoyed with leftist teachers if this was the type of rhetoric when instead of saying it'll make you feel good. This should be the type of rhetoric instead.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. I didn't do fucking shit.
me on the class project. So how's everybody doing?
Not bad. It's almost Shabbos. It's almost sundown in on a Friday. So Shalom Shabbat. No offense to anyone
Shalom.
who's I was
Shalom.
no I was watching a little clip the other day, and there was a guy, I think it was a Marine, was doing a comedy show, and there was an interview portion. They asked him just a random question like, if there was one country on earth that you would eradicate, which country would it be? And he said Israel, basically. And it was funny how the response in the comments, how it just went crazy. Like nobody minded that they asked if you could eradicate one country. But when you named apparently that's the wrong country, right?
Oh,
You can't say that one. Like, it just went crazy. Like, oh, so what if he could have said anything else? They'll be fine. They'll be like, ha ha ha, funny. It was like, oh shit, you said. Anyways, I just thought that's telling, as they say. You see or you watch the person that you cannot criticize, and that's who your master is.
Wasn't that Voltaire?
I think that's Voltaire. We'll have to ask D3 about that. She's the expert on Voltaire.
Oh, I need to ask her any material, because like I typically stay away from the atheists, but he was before modern times. I think wasn't he? He wasn't early industrial. He was mid Renaissance, wasn't he, or late Renaissance? Can't remember what period Voltaire is from. I think it was French Revolution. Actually,
Exactly. Yeah, he was right there with them Enlightenment folks.
yeah. That and when I say atheist and historical concept, that's what I mean. The Enlightenments. I don't like them, but I realize I'm ignorant and I don't know enough of them to not like them.
I was doing a little digging again. It's been a few years since I was at college, but I was doing a little more digging in on Freud.
A few.
That's disturbing. That man was disturbing.
He's mostly been disproven, but there are some things that are like I could see it.
Yeah, you know what? Shout out to Freud. And these people that have been quote unquote disproven, let me put it this way. Here's the way it typically is. Someone serves up something, right? It's a big bowl of whatever. People feed on it. Society feeds on it. They bathe in it. Their self-understanding changes based on it. Some of this stuff just seeps into the zeitgeist, right? And all that kind of stuff. And then there's going to be some bones left and things that you could discard. And then people, because of some new scientific method or some developments, which would not have been possible without this first person serving up the bowl, right? Because of new scientific developments, people are like, okay, well, I guess these are the chaps and the bones, and they throw that away. But in fact, you guys are, in other words, the society is steeped in Freud in terms of our self-understanding, right?
Yep.
It happens all the time. The same thing with like Nietzsche and whatnot. So our understanding is very Freudian, but then we're like, oh, he's been disproven based on some, again, because some new cutting-edge scientific stuff comes through. But I seriously like Freud with the basic understanding, and you can always find some crazy stuff that he said, but I liked how he was able to connect a lot of things with the body, right? You know, the whole thing, anal thing and whatnot, and all these different phases, the oral phase, the blah blah blah. These things make freaking sense. Yes, as a baby, you are kind of you are all mouth at some point, right? Right? And that does not completely go away. And then, in other words, if you don't go through that phase properly, or if you don't go through the anal whatever properly, then you might have some issues. And look, there are ways in which, if you truly are an observer of your body and yourself, you know that, what, this guy had certain points. And yes, he did ground a lot of, basically, his approach was, I'm going to ground higher things on lower things. And it's a frame. Like, okay, I'm going to just go with the basic kind of sex drive, hydrostatic kind of built up pressure analogy in terms of how the human psyche works. And these are good analogies and they work. And before him, no one else did it. But after we take it and we eat everything and we're like, throw out the rest of this stuff, that's my defense of Freud, but I got you.
Well, no, I mean that's the thing. That's how understanding and knowledge and even technology should work. Take what works, take what makes sense, and build upon it. Discard what is like what you can prove is false, what you can prove is wrong. Discard that, Because like even a broken clock is right twice a day, in my opinion. Maybe that's too layman for an understanding, but because like Freud definitely some of these crazy bitches with daddy issues definitely be having penis envy and shit.
Oh God, our instructor was hung up on that penis envy. We
Like
gave her hell for that.
Wait, you have which instructor? Oh wait, hold on. Before we get to, which instructor?
Our
If you pull up
psychology.
that map again, I can show you exactly where I lived.
Okay.
Okay. If you go over to the east, right? And you see that big bubble? If you go down below that a little bit, that's where I lived.
Okay. But I have a video that is why it sucks to be an archer in medieval times. And Lauren sent me this guy video a while ago. But
Probably got a leftist angle to it.
you can keep it. That's crazy. No, we're gonna go back to the engineering video, but I wanna do some entertainment stuff before we do some more educational stuff because that bridge video kind of goes hard.
Somewhere in the late 13th century,
Hard to
deep in
fund.
the reigns of kings who love war more than peace. Your home is a timber shack with a thatch roof that leaks in winter and stinks in the summer. The floor is mud, the blankets are thin, and the only warmth comes from the smoke-choked fire in the corner. Rats
Hey, that's
own the
my
place as
house.
much as your family does. Your early years are spent in perpetual hunger. Not starving, but never full either. Life isn't easy, but nothing stops a peasant boy from dreaming of becoming a knight. At least you've never seen a starving knight before. Or any knight for that matter. But the traveling bard's tales of knights always mention glory, and that's what you want. But it's a shame you'll never get to choose what you'll be. Parliament already decided that before you were born. By law, every able-bodied male must train with the longbow. Not for sport, not for fun, for war. The goal is for England to have every man to be available for recruitment. The order comes straight from the crown, enforced by the sheriff. Skip practice, and you'll pay a fine you can't afford. Or spend a night in the stocks. But right now, you're still a toddler, so you're exempted. A few years pass, and now you're 7 years old. The law affects you now. So after church every Sunday, you line up at the butts. 7 years old, bow in hand, strings biting your fingers raw. No games, no.
Maybe we should get back to that. You know, I think this whole law affecting you at 18 is having a detriment on our society because people seem to be getting stupider and stupider.
You gotta love how he describes it. Strings, getting your fingers. I'm like, oh God, have you never shot a bow and arrow?
Yeah, like it does. It does. Okay, to be fair, Tootie, it does hurt if you do it all day. Speaking from experience, it can get your fingers raw, but it's like literally
the types of bows that they were using back then, which was stick and twine. It wasn't that bad. There was a whole lot of give in them.
I've done it all day, but it wasn't my fingers that got raw.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Excuses.
Crazy.
You pull until your shoulders burn, until the tears stop coming, until
Oh
calluses
yeah, no.
form
Shooting
like
the bow
armor
is a
over
hell
your
of a
skin.
workout.
The adults call it honor. You call it pain. But pain is the point. And it's shaping you for a life you never asked
Pain
for.
is for pussies.
One where killing will be just another chore. You grow into your bow like other boys grow into their boots. By 12, the child's bow is gone. You showed promise among your peers. So you get punished. I mean, rewarded with extra training. Now it's the real thing. Longbows made from yew wood as tall as you, with draw weight heavy enough to snap your spine if you're careless. Before drawing, they made you build strength through constant practice like lifting stones. Your spine protests, but the king's order comes first. The first time you pull it to full draw, you feel something tear in your shoulder. No one cares. Again, they say. Training isn't about hitting targets. It's about becoming a machine. You fire until your fingers split and bleed. Then you fire some more. The leather guard on your wrist stinks of sweat and rot. Your left arm thickens, bones bending under years of strain. Your spine twists. You don't notice at first, but the village healer does. He says it's the mark of a true bowman. There's no escape from the grind. Not in winter when the bowstring freezes. Not in summer when the sweat blinds you. Not even on holy days. The law doesn't care about the harvest, the weather, or your aching body. It only cares that when the king calls, you'll be ready to rain death on whoever he points at. 2 years pass, and congratulations, you've made it to 14. Technically, you're now an adult. After all,
The English longbowman, by the way, was like a true Olympian at archery. I think they were one of the best archers, one of the best archers in history, aside from like the Chinese crossbowmen. But that was like that's kind of technically totally different equipment there. Technically,
I lived in England for 3.5 years. Went to many a English castle, even Welsh. Okay, and I did a shit ton of studying for medieval times because I always had an interest in it, Never once have I ever come across any type of story that is even nearly related to this hoo-ha that is being presented. Sorry, but you don't hear anything about that over there. I don't know. This is
well, I mean, I know that they did have a law where every able-bodied man was supposed to be trained on the longbow.
This is true. This is true. But it's not. It wasn't some torturous thing that this propaganda is making it out to be. This is trying to make people be scared of joining military services.
Yeah,
and things of this nature. That's my opinion.
This is just the status quo, military bad after World War I and World War II in the world, not just the West. Because nation states, and it was like kind of standard up until industrialized warfare. That's kind of how you got social mobility. You killed for the king, or you killed for your general. You got to take a portion of the loot home, and like industrialized warfare kind of stopped that. And kind of like the Napoleonic warfare stopped a lot of it. Then industrial warfare stopped even more. And then you've got international laws governing things like trophies and whatnot. It's like you no longer see the military as adventurism, which is how they propagandized it for like ever before World War I and World War II.
They make it sound pretty much like slavery.
Yeah, now it's slavery. Now it's you're gonna die, you're gonna kill. It's kind of retarded. I just look past it. I just look past it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody hates the military until they're needed.
Yeah, and what they don't realize is that more countries than not require men to serve in the military at some point in their life.
Yeah, America really should do a mandatory service of at least 2 years. Like every country should do that. But it is what it is.
less than 50% of your peers makes it to this age. Now you can let loose 12 arrows a minute with deadly aim at 200 yards. By then, your body is already broken in ways you won't understand until you're older.
Bullshit.
But you probably won't make it that long anyway. You're 17 when they finally pull you from the village for your first real war. You've trained your whole life for this moment. Or so they tell you. The reality is 20 miles a day in thin leather boots, 60 pounds of misery strapped to your back, and no promises of a warm place to sleep when you stop. You eat hard bread that cracks your teeth. Meat so tough you wonder if it's horsehide. The rain turns your bowstring useless. so you sleep with it inside your shirt, your own sweat soaking it through. You march with men twice your age, some missing fingers, others limping from old wounds. You try not to notice how many start the march and how many are missing by the next sunrise. But what you know is there's only 2 reasons they aren't around: desertion or death. You can't seem to decide which one's better. When you reach the battlefield, the ground is already slick with mud and blood. You get into formation and wait for your orders. The captain's horns signal for you to fire your first arrow into the chaos. Somewhere out there, a stranger falls because of you. You don't see his face, but you hear the scream. You keep firing. You see arrows flying everywhere. You even see some of your comrades falling from friendly fire. Your hands wobble. One of your arrows lodge into the back of a friendly footman. You pretend not to notice. When it's all over, you're shaking from muscle spasms, bleeding from your bowstring cuts. This makes you think of her, the girl promised to you since childhood, and wonder what she'd say if she saw you now. You promise yourself to marry her immediately after your first campaign. By nightfall, you've looted boots from a corpse. Yay, your first pay. The captain of your company calls it wages. You call it whatever you can strip from the field before someone else does. A knight's sword? Worth more than a year's pay. You loot a pouch with 3 coins and a wedding ring. The army pays late, if it pays at all. The captain tells you plunder isn't greed, it's survival. And for the first time, you understand. War isn't glory. It's just surviving one more day. You limp.
I like that video, but we're not gonna watch it all. Because it is annoying. I do want to get to the bridge video.
Boy, that was another propaganda piece.
Wasn't it though? Woo-wee. That felt like this is like, is that what they're showing our kids today in school? No wonder why we got a bunch of pussies. What the fuck?
Look, I'm just saying, I can fix it all. It's always a chick.
It's always a chick.
I mean, what do men fight for, you know? Hey.
It's got its own
You ever-
penile projections.
You ever watch the movie? Was it? Oh God, I can't remember. The one, the Horizon. The one about the BP oil rig that.
Event Horizon.
No, that was the scary one. That was the alien scary one. It was shit. But either way, it's got Mark Wahlberg in it. Wahlberg. And it was about the BP oil disaster out in the Gulf. The rig that blew.
I know what you're talking about, but I never watched it.
Okay, well, if you watch it, it shows them doing all this, and it is really neat. It's really neat how they kind of give you like a lesson and everything during the movie. Just, maybe a watch party thing. I don't know.
We've got a backlog on watch parties.
I
I
know.
know. Posting those.
Keep coming up.
We'll have to schedule a watch party for the watch party.
Okay, go ahead. Oh.
All right, I was muted. So the poll is finished after several hours of being up. I think an hour and a half of being up. You hold on a minute, good sir. It was up it has 31 votes and 61% yes. So they would buy t-shirts if I made them. So I'm gonna get on Teespring. I'm gonna see if I can take the first t-shirt we're gonna do is gonna be the YouTube banner with that's crazy. I'm gonna show y'all what I got planned, and then we're gonna get back to the video. Just a second. So this is the plan right here. This right here. This banner right. Let me not do that real quick. Okay, but that's crazy. I may put the YouTube channel URL on the shirt. I don't know. But this right here is probably what's gonna go on the shirt.
You gotta do a cry bully one too.
Stop it.
That one will probably sell very well. Very well.
I don't
Be able
want
to start a whole movement off of it.
I don't want to do merch on retarded beef. I'll be real. I want to do stuff that's like funny for the channel and stuff we have fun with. Not. I think I know. The bottom sand is gonna wash away.
The
and
boil.
It's gonna be.
We call that a boil.
Okay.
Well, also a lot of times in the beds.
It's his
of
teddy
these
bear.
places,
It's his teddy bear. You degenerate.
The basin a lot of times of these waterways or whatever they like Gulf and whatnot is actually a clay bottom, so it's usually not really sandy. Around here,
The
we have
water,
a lot of
the
clay
water
bottom.
pressure from the outside will push down underneath and then push up in the void.
Yeah, it'll sink it. It'll let it sink in some, and then it'll hold on to it. The clay does.
Let's see what happens.
Since seepage water is